You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
a minute after 9.
You're inside the Consumer Hour with Nora Gay Banton.
Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. We are here inside the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Nora Gay Banton. Good morning to you on this Tuesday, February 25, 2025. We're alive and well, and for that we give God thanks. Good morning to you. If you're listening on the 90 FM band, 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, and the 90.9 on your FM dial, we appreciate your company there. If you're listening and watching on our YouTube channel, good morning to you. The channel is Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. That's Nationwide 90 FM LIVE with the number 2 beside that. I want to say good morning to David Nebar, who's first in the chat this morning. Good morning to you, David. MS is also there. Good morning to you. Herman Hyatt, good morning. Errol Townsend, good morning to you, Errol. Donna Johnson, good morning. Did I say MS already? Yes, good morning. Albert Morgan, Gene Sellers, Hugh Donaldson, Frank White, good morning. Ryder 40, Karen Granville, and all the others over there on YouTube. Good morning to you. If you're listening from our mobile app, which is available for free on the Google Play and the Apple App Store, good morning to you. And those on our website, the Listen Now option there, good morning to you as well. Thank you for making it Nationwide 90 FM. This morning inside the Consumer Hour, we are going to take your calls. We open the phone lines for you. If you have any consumer-related matters, you can give us a call. Those numbers, 876-630-9371 to 4. So that's 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, and 630-9374. There's also our digital line, 618-8255. So if you have a consumer related matter, you can give us a call and we will listen to the issue and see how best we can give you some advice or put you on to those who will be able to assist you and maybe better able to solve the problem you've presented. If you called about an issue and it has already been resolved, then give us a call and let us know. We appreciate those calls. And if you called about an issue that is still ongoing or as we speak, then you can give us a call and we will try our best to nudge those who we would have contacted already to try to assist you better. All right. This morning we are outside. For those of you who are on YouTube, you would have seen that. If you're listening, you may be able to tell, maybe not. But we are at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel this morning, and we're here for the Jamaica Creative Career Expo being put on by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport. An expo that is introducing students will be here as well, and other youth groups to career paths in the creative industry, because we usually hear that children only get taught about doctor, lawyer, nurse, and whatever, and students don't know that there's so many other directions that you can go in. So this is an avenue for those students and other young people to learn about how they can monetize their skills, because some of these students already have these skills within them, some of them already utilizing these skills, and this expo is a way for them to learn more about how they can move into that direction in a professional way and be paid sometimes handsomely for those skills and talents that they possess. So that's the Jamaica Creative Career Expo being hosted by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. They have several panels here today. Let me see if I can find. So there's a panel that will be exploring the AI space. There's also one that will be talking about, digital marketing and all of that. Let me see if I can find the lineup so that you can know exactly what is happening here. Right, so here it is. So, exploring the digital space, movie magic, exploring AI and gaming, social media and content creation, the future of music, and there will be Valiant dancehall artist, successful dancehall artist, Valiant, who I believe will be doing a performance, and the moderator today, Empress Golding, will be speaking to Valiant about his life and career in music. So quite a lineup. I believe one that should be interesting, and of course we will have some interviews for you, and we will hear more from the panel here today. But it's the consumer hour, so I am going to go into that now, focus on consumer related matters until later on at 10 o'clock when Cliff Hughes Online comes on board. You will hear more about those matters. I saw, before I go to the calls, I saw a video of a friend on social media who was talking about the Constant Spring tax office. And the person said, they are always, want to cuss about how long it takes to go into and out of a tax office, and the processes are so long, and how you have to stand up in long line and whatever. And the person was this time praising the tax office, lauding the tax office for the seamless and efficient way in which they operated the time that he went in this time around. He said he was in and out. I think he said 5 minutes or so he was in and out. Whatever he had to do was done, and he came out. And I don't know what he did. I don't know what he had to do. But he said, clearly based on how he spoke, he's one who has been in and out of the tax office several times before, and it has taken him much longer. And so this morning, I want to highlight, and this is not the first time I'm hearing somebody saying they go in tax office and come out quick. So I want to highlight those who are working at the tax office, whichever one, and you're doing your job efficiently, and you are working as you should be. Because many times, we highlight those who are in there and laying and causing the process to be much longer than it needs to be. And so we have to highlight when it's going good, or when persons are saying it went well. So big up to whoever or those persons working at the Constant Spring tax office who caused that person to be in and out very quickly, who caused the work to be done efficiently and the process to be seamless. And I also want to commend, I was on the road last week, and someone said to me that they always hear people complain about the passport office, PICA. And they went there, they had some documents to sort out. They went, and it was quick. And I must add that in recent times, more and more persons are saying that PICA is doing much better at, getting the process done quickly and efficiently, I believe the availability of services online helps a whole lot with making these processes easier, because more and more I hear persons saying it not so bad, it not so long. I went in and I didn't have to wait so long. And I can agree with them from personal experience, because I had reason to renew documents recently, well, last year, and it was pretty simple, pretty easy. The instructions, lots of instructions are there online to help you to make the process more simple. And most times we come and complain. This morning, I am using the opportunity here to big up those who are working at these agencies and ministries and offices where they have to deal with a lot of persons, and they're doing their job and they're making it work. I see in the comments Lily White says, I went to one in Santa Cruz last week and I could not believe it, Nora. I was out so quick. The ministry, the government has been talking recently about productivity and efficiency in government offices and agencies. And is this product of that effort to ensure that there is more efficiency? Maybe. Public sector workers working diligently and ensuring that the job is being done and not leaving the work over and over and over for hours when it could be done in minutes. So, big up, who forget big up. And this morning we have to thank those who continue to do their work. Much more is needed, trust me. Much more is needed. But I heard, I don't remember who said it the other day, that, it was Cliff who was saying on the radio, on his show, that when you go into the hospital and you get what you need, or whatever you went for, it happened and you come out, you don't talk about it because you expect that that's how it should go. But when you go in the hospital and you sit down for 10 hours to talk to one person, then you talk about it because it's a problem. And so the good side, the better side of these processes and encounters with public sector entities, we don't talk about them a lot because we expect to go in and the work to be efficient. So, but that's not the case all the time. And there's much more work to be done, because you still have places where you go and the processes are being dragged out when they don't need to be. Something that could take you 5 minutes is taking you the whole day, because somebody behind the scene have the document on them desk put down and decide that them not gonna touch it today, a Friday thing that, or next week thing that. It still exists, but I'm just using the opportunity to highlight the good, because that is necessary as well, because of all the negative that we talk about. We are up on the break, so let's take the break. When we come back, we will take your calls. Remember the numbers to call: 876-630-9371 to 4 and 618-8255.
Decorate and redecorate your space with water-resistant, colorful, and fast-drying paints from Edgechem Paints. The time by Edgechem Paints, changing lives 1 gallon at a time, is
9:16.
Since 1995, we've been your go-to source for everything related to billiards, amusement machines, and electronics. With locations at 1A Lindsay Terrace, Kingston 10, and the Village Plaza, Big Bridge, Savannah, Lamar, we offer top-quality pool table parts and accessories, cutting-edge gaming machines, and more. We also specialize in assembly, sales, and service of amusement machines. We provide unmatched customer service, expert solutions, and products tailored to your needs. Who are we? We are Eclipse Enterprise. Telephone 876-960-3891.
Apply to work in the next general election. Visit your EOJ constituency office or apply online at ecj.com.jm. The Electoral Commission of Jamaica, committed to free and fair elections.
Good morning. You're back here inside the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Noragay Banton. We are outside this morning, coming to you live from the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel. We're here for the Jamaica Career Expo, Jamaica Creative Career Expo, being put on by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. Of course, later on, you'll hear much more from the expo, but in the meantime, we're taking your calls. So the number is once again 876-630-9371 to 4 and 618-8255. Terry, good morning. Hello, good morning, Terry.
Yeah, morning. How you doing, man?
I am doing good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. I hope you're having a good day today outside.
Yes, I'm good.
All right, so the issue at hand that I want to get some clarification on is I purchased some concrete from a concrete company. Specifically told them what I want. And they gave me not what I want, but they mix it with something else. I reach out to them and they pay me no mind. I want to know what is the next step that I can take. So, because, when you're doing a decking and you put up the decking with the material, I told them specifically that I want black stone, black gravel in my mixture. But what they did, they gave me marl, the marl.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in construction, we know that has a lot of sodium, and it's not as strong as the black stuff.
Okay.
But I specifically told them that's what I wanted, and they claim that what they're going, that is what they're going to give me. But
no, you went. So hold on. How did you collect the product? Did you go and you had a truck that picked it up, or they delivered it to your?
Yeah, they delivered it. It's
okay.
A mix, it's a ready mix, so they delivered it.
It's a mix.
Yes. So they delivered the ready mix and they poured it.
Oh.
Right.
I see. So they poured it, and when you examined it, you realized that's not what you asked for.
Exactly.
So were you there when they poured it, or it's afterwards that you realized?
It's afterwards I realized, because I was not on site for the duration of the entire pour. I had something else to do. So I left when they started pouring. I left. The material did look alright. So I think that portion of it was what I heard it. And then when I left, they started to just bring the mixture.
Okay. What is the company's policy the material? I'm sure they would have some policy if persons are not pleased with the mix, or what is their policy? Did you find out from them?
I
refund or?
I did not reach out to find out what the policy was.
Right.
However,
because that
I specifically told them what I wanted. I told them that I wanted the black stone, black sand mix, and he said, yes, that's what I'm going to get.
Right.
So that's what I expect to get.
Right. Hold on. Why I ask if for the company's policy, It's because even though, remember what we're working with is not like something we can go take up, you know. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So remember, it's already poured and I'm sure it's dried by now.
Yeah, a couple months ago.
Right. So why I ask about the company's policy, because that would be very important for you to take next steps. Because if the company's policy is when the material is being poured, the client or the buyer must have someone on location to ensure that this is what they purchased before it is poured, then if that is the company's policy, then they would have just done what they need to do and go, because their policy is, and I'm not saying this is their policy, you know, I'm just explaining to you why it's important to know what the company's policy is pre-mixed material.
Yeah,
I understand that it is
understand
what
where you're taking from.
I understand that it is not what you purchased. However, did somebody on the site not look to see that way? This is not the black stone that the boss purchased. This is marl. You understand what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying?
yes, I understand that. But some of the time, the mixture you will not be able to tell until it is dried out.
Okay, okay.
That's the time you're able to tell the kind of mixture. So these after I look at it days, I know how the black sand, black stone supposed to look when it dry.
Dry. Okay.
So based on the look that I'm getting from this, then that's when I call them to tell them. I call the sales rep because she was the one that I spoke with. I told her that this is not
The black
the
stone
mixture
that
that
you
I
ordered.
wanted. So she didn't dispute it or anything. She understand, and I told her that to reach out to the relevant persons. Send her an email and tell her to reach out to the relevant persons. She have not gotten back to me since, and this is about a month now since I sent her the email.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they asked you to send an email?
No, but I want it to be in writing.
Okay. So you sent an email. And you haven't heard from them since you sent that email.
No, I've
Have
not
you
heard
have
from
you
them.
gone to the place? Is it somewhere where you can go and visit?
Yeah, man, I could go there and visit, but I
Right.
didn't
So
want to do that because I was working alongside the sales rep, so I wanted she to
okay.
make
I'm gonna encourage you to find some time to go in and speak to someone superior to that sales rep. Speak with a manager, supervisor. The very owner of the place may also be there. So go in. I'm gonna encourage you, and if you can bring a sample, I mean that might not do anything, or take some pictures of what they poured. Bring it with you to show that this is not what you ordered. Do you have a receipt? Do you have a receipt to
Yeah,
say that
man,
you
I
are
have received,
okay?
and
And bring your
already
receipt along with you.
attached all the emails
Good.
to
They haven't responded to your email, so I'm going to ask you to take one last step before we try to intervene or go any further with it. I'm going to ask you to take one last step. Bring a
hmm
picture of bring a picture of the dried material along with your receipt, and when you go in, ask to speak with a supervisor, a manager, or if the owner or whoever is at the place is there, whoever owns the place is there, ask to speak with that person, and then see where you get from there.
Okay.
All right, good.
Okay.
And then if you don't get any further with that, then give us a call back, and then let's push it further then.
All right. Not a problem. Thank
All
you for
right,
that.
no problem. Thank you so much for understanding. All right, let's go to Sean. Sean, good morning.
Good morning, man. It's
Good
great
morning,
again to
Sean.
talk to you one more time.
Yes, good morning.
Morning. I'm saying the new digital age that we now accepting, right? Because I've been doing digital age from 1995 Windows 95.
Wait, start
From
over, start over. You're talking about what again?
I was doing I was in computer more like a 3D from Windows days of Windows 95 from
Uh huh.
1995 94, yeah.
Yes.
And it's kind of hard to know. Say, you know, you have some people they are intelligent, but they are illiterate, right? Because
Uh-huh.
of this their stubborn behavior,
Uh-huh.
right? And if there's something to help a person to proceed or help a company or help an entity to proceed, and they find it kind of hard or difficult to utilize the opportunity or the material that they get to proceed with.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of form a stagnation because sometimes you really want to go left but you want to go right
Yes, this
because
is in relation to what now? What's the context here?
it's in relation to the body worn camera and the no ticketing age machine.
All right, so you're talking
You're
about
accepting the
the
ticketing age machine, but you doesn't want to accept the body worn camera.
I wouldn't say the police don't want to accept the body worn camera. There are the body worn cameras being used, not enough. I will say, but I don't think it's a fact that they're not accepting it because it is being used, and I've seen police out on the road with body worn cameras. However, I would say there seems to be some hesitance to implement a widespread use of body worn cameras, especially in combat, especially when there are planned operations by the police and they're going in and expecting gun battle.
All right.
There is hesitation there, I would say that, but not a total, refusal.
I'm saying total 95% refusal. I'm saying that because even in you speak about combat, even in combat, ma'am, um, you still have also in Ukraine you have people wearing body
No
one,
man,
soldiers wearing body one.
don't get the impression that I'm not agreeing with you. I agree
And
with you that it should be used, but
but
I'm just saying that I wouldn't
it
say the police they are refusing to. I
but
am
you
saying there is
declare
some hesitance to implement.
there's a war against crime with the officers, right?
Hmm.
That's what you're gonna declare a war against crime. If you're gonna declare a war against crime, it's more appropriate to wear the banner on camera because then you're gonna X out the jurisdiction system. You're gonna do judge, jury, and executioner,
Hmm.
and that's not according to the human rights and civil rights activities.
All right.
Even as we call us as democratic society people.
Right.
And it's
So
not it's
you're just highlighting the fact that the police they need to move more quickly to implement the use of body worn
they need
cameras
to
across the board.
wear more. They need to wear the body one camera going on operation such
I
as
agree
that.
with you.
Even
I
if
agree with you.
the officers, even maybe the what you call it, the man in the khaki suit,
Yes.
yeah. If they are if even them to be called and duty also with the squad that in going on the operation. It need one
Yes.
inspector to attend
I
whenever
agree
they're
with you.
going on. Yeah.
I definitely agree with you, and I will help you in championing that cause. I believe wholeheartedly that body worn cameras should be used because it would help Indicom in solving lots of these cases.
Yeah.
I hear the minister saying sometimes these cameras don't work we're in combat, but I'm not so convinced because in many other countries where there is war, body worn cameras are used and they seem to
What
work. So
war
I
that
don't
are
know.
fighting the war that are fighting now that need to be squashed, right? Even the soldier, because on my phone I get even message from the first one of the first message I get from for one of them was that he reported that they attacking him with drones, and that was about 2 months ago, and he's traveling with body worn camera, and he's in combat.
Okay.
So
Well,
what really might have to do is like form like a civil society, a society where police that are detained and are under questioning to taking off duty. It's so be.
okay. Thank you so much, Sean, for calling. We're up on the break. We're gonna take the break and come back with more of your calls.
Spectrum Insurance Brokers provides quality insurance coverage and risk management services. The time by Spectrum Insurance Brokers Limited, setting the industry standards, is
9:32.
Jamaica, the national budget is here and it affects you, your family, your future, your community. It's all connected. Now is the time to get informed and get involved. How will this year's budget impact your daily life? What opportunities and changes are ahead? Tune in on Tuesday, March 11 as the Honorable Favour Williams, Minister of Finance and the Public Service, presents the central government budget for fiscal year 2025-2026. The national budget is everybody's business. Jamaica, this is your future. Be a part of it. Visit mof.gov.gm for details.
Public passenger vehicle operators and commercial carriers. Renew your road license online. It's as easy as 1-2 click. Visit the Transport Authority website at www.ta.org.jm. Choose your license type and click Apply Now. Sign in or create an account with your email address and complete the application process, uploading all relevant documents. Make payment using a debit or credit card. Once your application is approved, the Transport Authority will email you to collect your sticker. Pick up your sticker in office or utilize our courier service. Once the sticker is collected, your digital road license will be emailed to you. For more information, call the Transport Authority toll-free at 1-888-991-5687.
You ever get bun yet? The bun was sweet you so much you can't resist. Me not talk about heartbreak. Me not talk about the bun with full of spice, raisin, and the perfect glaze. Mother's Bakery Easter bun. This is the bun where everybody need this Easter. If you don't get bun, you not live life right. Mother's Bakery Easter bun. Get the best type of bun from the right people. Mother's Bakery Easter bun. The bun you have to get with love in every bite. Available in select supermarkets.
Jamaica, we are on the road to Republic. The Constitution Amendment Republic Act 2024 has been tabled, taking us one step closer to a future with our own Jamaican head of state. Read the bill and track its progress at roadtorepublic.mlca.gov.jm. Your voice matters. Get involved and stay informed. Join the journey and let's walk this road together. The Republic starts with you.
Good morning. You're back here inside the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM, coming to you live from the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel. We're here for the Jamaica Creative Career Expo being put on by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. In the meantime, inside the Consumer Hour, though, we are taking your calls. So we're going to go back to the phone lines. Petal, good morning.
Morning, Nora again.
Good morning. How are you?
I am doing pretty well, despite all of that. Thanks for taking my call. Big up to
No problem.
Mr. Macri, very good producer. Me call this morning to commend and big up, everybody. When things go bad, we criticize, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I have reason to go to the university hospital a couple Saturdays ago with my brother. I know that's where I normally would go because it's crazy, but it's not so as expensive as the other private people them. So still have to pay, but we have to wait, and we make up my mind for that. And the wait was long because of what was happening with my brother. But I must commend the doctors, the porter, the nurse, and there are people who are sick. Much different, Nora. Really improved. And even the bathroom, them, in our life, clean.
Nice.
Working too, because them things that trouble me when we go hospital. And I remember a couple months back, me have reason to go up there, and it never pleasant. But when I went a couple of Saturdays ago, it was much different. And two, I went to make an appointment for him to time to do some MRI and some stuff. And I'm telling you, and an appointment for the clinic. Nora, you know that there was somebody there who greeted me, took my referral, went into the place where you would go to get the appointment, tell me to sit and wait. A different something going on up there, and I really want to commend all who in charge, because when me see things are going good, me have to talk about it. And have a reason to go up there and see the improvement, and I'm happy about it. I hope they continue.
Awesome. Thank you, Peter. Thank you so much for calling. You know, as I said at the beginning of the program, we have to talk about these things because we don't talk about the good things that are happening, even though this is the way it should be. This is what we should be doing. But it's not the case, unfortunately. And so when it happens for us seamlessly, when it goes well, we must talk about it. So thank you, and shout outs to those at the University Hospital of the West Indies who are doing their job efficiently. Those who are responsible for the cleanliness of the bathroom, to the porters, to the nurses, to the doctors. Thank you. All right, Peter, thanks for calling. We have Mr. Smith on the line. Good morning, Mr. Smith.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Yes, go ahead. What's on your mind this morning?
Yes, I have a problem with JPS.
All right. What's the problem?
This is about my fourth call to you about the same issue over the last 3 years. about street light.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that the last time they come and change out the lights, none of those vehicles had a JPS mark on it. They were all private vehicles. And one day I saw some JPS truck that work with the JPS company. I said, why don't you just check out that light there? Because sometimes I see it blink and they respond that they can't touch it. They can't. The JPS change up now. So I suspect that JPS gives some private contractor to deal with these street lights, and I don't know.
I mean, you don't have to suspect. Yes, they do. They do have contractors that they work with to do some of their work. Yes, so that is true, and they may not show up in a JPS marked vehicle. Of course, some of them have their own vehicles, so that is also true. However, the issue still stands that the street light is not working, right?
Right, it's still not working.
Remind me where this light is.
It's at the second or third light post from the Ferris Primary School heading to Savlamar, right at the corner to turn to go to Piper's Corner. It is right at the intersection right there.
So it's a third post after you pass Ferris Primary School?
In Westmoreland.
Ferris Primary in Westmoreland. Alright, so do you have the poll number?
No, I don't. I call them several times and they give me a tracking number and saying 14 days they're going to get back to me, which maybe it's only 14 years now.
them I read, you not have to worry about that, man, because them I read from the script, you know. So when them tell you 14 days or, 24 hours, 24 to 48, them just I read from the script where them get. So,
what I really worry about, that is just one thing. I have a next one, but the final thought on this one is that the reason why I say private, I don't know how legal it is. I'm just suspecting. So I don't want to get the station in any trouble. That they probably give the contract to one of them friends who can't really manage it. But I'm going to leave it right there.
Yeah. We can't come to those conclusions.
Right.
Because we don't have that information.
Right.
But what's the next issue?
I have a friend that lives into a little small house.
Mm-hmm.
Just one room. All the person use and the electric JPS is a little fridge.
Yeah.
In the bulb, they change it out to solar.
Yes.
And every month they get a light bill for 20,000. and they're wondering why their light bill is so high. Then all of a sudden they get one for 50,000. And JPS said that the reason why it is so high is because they've been getting estimated bill from last year sometime, and now they do an actual reading, so they have to pay the back bill.
So when did the person start getting the $20,000 bills?
From long time, they've been paying 20,000 per month.
So that's their usual bill, $26
Right.
for a fridge and a light.
No light at all, just one fridge.
Just the fridge. Wow.
Yeah.
That fridge is pulling a lot of electricity, man.
That's a small fridge.
And
Something is wrong there,
pay-
but after a while now they send a next bill for 50,000. And so they have not been reading the thing.
No,
So
hold on. Let me ask you something. That person pay that $20,000 bill every month?
every month they pay it.
Interesting.
So they say no, they get one off of 50,000. And they say the reason why it is so high is because they have been sending an estimated bill for months.
And no, this is all of this is the back money.
Right.
So
But
why were they estimating the bill? Did the person find out? Because
no,
when
they
JPS
stay,
estimates
it is
a
one of
bill,
those meters where they stay in Kingston and read it.
right, and so if JPS is estimating a bill, it means there's a problem. It means they're unable to get a reading.
Right. So they just something is wrong there. Something is very wrong right there.
But something is wrong from the very beginning for you to be using one fridge and you're paying $20,000 every month.
I don't know. Something is wrong. Something is wrong.
Well, that person needs to find out why the bill was estimated in the first place.
But
and
I
see if
think JPS have a standard where they don't estimate bill for 6 months straight.
No,
I think
it's not that they don't. They can, but they shouldn't be. You shouldn't be getting an estimated bill for more than 2 consecutive bill cycles. And if you are, there should be some, compensation for you there, given the reason for the estimation. But for this case, they're saying that the reading wasn't coming to them, and so the bill is actually more than what they were estimating. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, they said they were not. They estimate it. No, they do an actual reading, and they realized that the estimates that they were sending was wrong.
So all those $20,000 bills were estimations?
Yes.
You're telling me somebody has one refrigerator in their house, a small house, no
very
light,
small, one room in the house.
No light bulb.
No, just solar bulbs.
Solar bulb. And they are paying $20,000 every month for electricity?
Yes, it is wrong.
No. They need to go get an electrician and check what is happening with the wiring there, because something is wrong.
Okay, I will.
I suggest that first, because something is clearly wrong.
Yes.
And if they were comfortable paying $20,000 a month, that means them know something wrong too.
No, they cry. They were not comfortable. The man cry high water every day.
My God.
Yeah,
well, tell him to check. Tell him to get an electrician to check the premises to see if there is anything wrong around the place, because something have to be wrong. All right?
All right, thanks very much.
All right, we're up on the break. Let's take the break. When we come back, we continue taking your calls.
Fill all your prescriptions, get cosmetics and other pharmaceutical items at Mannings Hill Pharmacy, located at 34A Mannings Hill Road, Kingston. Telephone 924-6280. At Mannings Hill Pharmacy, they stock all the hard-to-get medication. The time by Mannings Hill Pharmacy is
9:45.
Payroll processing giving you angina? Complete your payroll in just 15 minutes with IcoPay. IcoPay is an efficient payroll software that simplifies payroll processing and returns for businesses of all sizes. Features includes SO1 and SO2 filings, online salary deposits, payslip distribution via email, and many more. It's Jamaica's best-selling payroll solution. Visit IcoPayJA.com for a demo. Follow at IcoPayJA or call or WhatsApp at 876-333-5809.
You ever get bun yet? The bun was sweet so much you can't resist. Me not talk about heartbreak. Me not talk about the bun with full of spice, raisin, and the perfect glaze. Mother's Bakery Easter bun. This is the bun where everybody need this Easter. If you don't get bun, you not live life right. Mother's Bakery Easter bun. Get the best type of bun from the right people. Mother's Bakery Easter bun. The bun you have to get with love in every bite. Available in select supermarkets.
Jamaica, let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic. We on the road to republic. Well then, let's propel we nation moving forward in a new direction. True independence, that's the projection. No more dependency, it's the best plan. Yes, we know what's best for us, cause we want we country prosperous. So make we just pull together as the general public while on the road to republic. Jamaica, let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic. We on the road to republic.
A message from the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs.
We on the road to republic.
Good morning. You're back here inside the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Nora Gay Banton. We're taking your calls this morning, but just before I go back to the phone line, Miss Hazel, I'm coming to you. News coming into our news center this morning. The man accused of murdering social media influencer Anika Slickiana Townsend has been fatally shot. Rashawn Patterson was shot and killed by the police during an alleged confrontation in Dundee Pen, Hanover, Tuesday morning. That's this morning. He was rushed to the Noel Holmes Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Patterson was out on bail for the October 2022 murder of Anika Townsend. Earlier this month, incomplete files delayed the progress of the case against him in court, and the matter had been pushed back to October 15. It's also understood that Patterson had been dutifully respecting the strict terms of his bail conditions, which included weekly visits to a designated police station. So the news there is that Rashawn Patterson, the man accused of murdering social media influencer Anika Slickiana Townsend, was fatally shot by police this morning in Dundee Pen, Hanover. All right, we go back to the phone lines now. Hazel, good morning. Is Miss Hazel there? Good morning to you. All right, Miss Hazel look like she gone. Clifford, is Clifford there?
I'm here. Good morning, Nora.
Yes, good morning, Clifford.
Good morning to you and your listeners. Yes, I called the other day concerning Water Commission and concerning our sewage situation with them, but I haven't heard from them up until now.
I believe, yeah, you were the person who you're saying you were being charged for this sewage. However, you were not on the you were not connected.
Sewage line. No, we are not connected to the sewage line. We utilize a pitch. And they are charging us almost 12,000 each month. So the bill is something like about, with water, about $25,000 each month.
I'm not sure if you had heard the update that we gave, but we did speak to the NWC, and they did tell us that if you are within, Michelle, correct me if I'm not saying it right, is it 100 yards? If your premises is within 100 yards of the sewer line, then you will be charged for the line there, and it is the onus is on you to just connect to it because of the availability of how close it is to you. You can connect. So that is the policy coming from the NWC. If you are within 100 yards of the sewer line, then you will be charged for it.
Yeah, but the problem we're having with that premises, Noah, is that it is on a slope, and we are. I don't know if it's 100 feet away from the line, but we're on a slope, so they would be unable to connect us to the line. So if we were getting the service now, we would have a problem paying. But the fact is that we're not getting that service, and we are being charged for it, and we are on the premises.
So is
I
it,
think it's a housing agency lot.
right? Is it that you've attempted before to get connected and you were told that you cannot be connected?
I think what had happened is that to how the premises is situated on a slope, it is very difficult for them to connect us to the sewage.
Yeah, what
And
I'm
so
trying
that's
to
a,
find out is if you've got this as official communication from the NWC that you wouldn't be able to be connected.
but if that was the case, because we've been there on many occasions, and they didn't say that what they are saying that their policies are. We went there and they are saying that we still have to pay, and they're sending somebody up. They don't send somebody come there to verify how close we are to the line so that policy can be enforced.
So you've asked, or they've told you that they're gonna send somebody.
Yes, they did say they're going to send somebody. We don't see that person come up to know. Or if they come, we don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, we did speak to Mr. Williams, Delano Williams from the NWC. And he did say he was going to try to get it checked. But let's see if we can ask Mr. Williams again if he can check for you because well, I didn't know that you had already been to the NWC to
We
get
have
them
been there on
to.
various occasions to try and resolve this issue because our problem is the situation of the premises is on a slope. It's very hard for them to reach young there. I would have to do some measurement to see what the real measurements are.
Right, right.
Yeah, but how the situation of the premises, it's very hard for them to connect. We are too far away. I think we are too far away from the line.
No, but what you no you I and I don't want you to say that because I want that, let the NWC officially tell you that they can't connect you.
All right.
Yeah, let
Okay.
them
No
tell
problem.
you that they can't connect you, and if they tell you that, then they will have to stop charging you because you are being charged for something that even though you're probably within 100 yards of, you cannot use. So if they officially tell you that you can't be connected, then you will have grounds to say, but look here, this don't make any sense. I can't pay for this. But I'm going to see if we can.
No, I'm telling the truth, it don't make no sense because if they even could connect, for instance, because it's on a slope, and you connect us to it, then whenever you use your toilet, then and you flush, it wouldn't run out because that slope that the premises on. That's the
All
point,
right.
you know.
All right, let's see if we can get to the NWC to find out if you are even within 100 yards in the first place
I
to
would
be
greatly
charged.
appreciate that.
All right, Mr. Williams, Delana Williams, we brought this situation to you before. Not sure if you were able to get to someone from your agency there to check this one out, but we're asking you again. This man is saying even if he is within 100 yards, he may not be able to connect to the sewer line anyway. So being charged for the sewer line is unreasonable to him. So let's see if we can assist him here, Mr. Williams. Please, we'll send this to you again and ask for your assistance. Final call for the morning, Beth. Good morning. Beth, good morning.
Yes, with with my service internet service provider. Should I call the name of the provider?
Yes, sure, no problem.
Okay, it is Cornwall Communication located in St. James at Bay West. My due date for the internet was the 25th of January. I went ahead instead of sending them $5,300. I sent out $53,000. I went ahead and informed them and informed the bank. It was an online transaction. They told me that on the 29th, they received the funds in their database. I should go ahead and send off my bank information so they could return it. From that date, I've been getting run around and visit the office. They are saying the accountant is not in. They don't have the reference number to show that they send off the credit. the money back to me, and today is my next due date on for the internet service. I'm working from home. Not sure what step they would take if they would cut it off today, seeing that they have my money and getting no information.
No, they can't cut it off because they have money for you. So the only way they could do it is to take it out of that surplus that they have for you. But you have a receipt or anything to show that it was actually 53 that was sent?
Yes, miss, and I sent it to them also.
Good. You call. How did you reach out to them? Did you call or you visited the office?
I visited the office the Monday after the Monday. I sent the transaction during the weekend. For the Monday, I visit the office. And 2 days after I visit, I keep calling them. Sometimes the person don't come to the phone. They are in meeting and all sorts of things they're giving me.
All right. I must admit we don't have much. Well, we don't. I don't think we have any contacts with Cornwall Communications, but we will have to reach out. But let me talk about it on air so that if anybody is connected to Cornwall Communications and can reach out to us with a contact so that we can put this case to you, we greatly appreciate it. Miss Beth here overpaid. She gave you $53,000 instead of the $5,300 that she should have paid. She communicated to you that she overpaid and she's asking for the surplus to be returned. They acknowledged, right, Miss Beth? They acknowledged that
yes, miss.
You acknowledged Cornwall that yes, she paid too much. And you gave her they gave you a timeline when you should get it back?
No, miss, they didn't give me any timeline.
What did they say after they acknowledged?
They're just telling me that the accountant is a different story. Accountant is not in. They will reach out to me next time. They call the phone, the accountant not answering. Like just some negative stuff. Not putting through that they will pay me the money.
I see. All right. Cornwall Communications in Montego Bay. This one of your customers. Where are you, Miss Beth?
I'm in Springfield, St. James.
You are in Springfield, one of your customers in Springfield. She gave you some extra money by a mistake and she wants it back. Please. This is from last month. Her bill is now due again and she hasn't heard from you. Cornwall Communications. If the lady did own her, I am sure she would have heard from you. So don't take too long to reach out to Miss Beth and let her know how and when she's going to get back her money. Cornwall Communications outside of Montego Bay, operating in St. James. Your customer here, Miss Beth, living in Springfield, would like for you to return the extra money that she sent to you. Her bill is now due. You would be okay if they just took out the next amount due out of the money, Miss Beth, and give you back the rest?
Sure, miss, because I always pay the bill. I'm a valid customer. Always pay them on time because I work from home and I need the internet.
All right. So Miss Beth needs her money, Cornwall Communications. Please do the right thing and let her get back her money. Thanks for calling, Miss Beth. And that's where we're gonna have to leave it. That's where we're going to have to leave it for the Consumer Hour this morning. We're going to make way now for Cliff Hughes Online, coming to you from the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel at the Jamaica Creative Career Expo.
That was the Consumer Hour with Nora Gay Banton.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
Are you a residential customer who want to know if you qualify for the water bill amnesty? Dial 888-225-5692 or 888-CALL NWC. The time by the NWC is
10 o'clock.
Cliff Hughes Online. Talk radio for all Jamaicans.
My hands were steady. My eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood proud, I stood tall, high above it all. I still believed in my dreams.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371. 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255. Or find us on Facebook at Nationwide News Network and follow us on Twitter at Cliff Nationwide. You can also listen to Cliff Hughes Online live on the World Wide Web at nationwideradiojm.com or via the Nationwide 90 FM app on your mobile phone. Now, here's your host, Cliff Hughes.
Good morning. Good morning. Let's get to work.
Cliff Says is brought to you by Ford's newest SUV, the Territory, crafted for the modern explorer.
Cliff Says, what's on his mind? Unfiltered analysis and commentary.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these
Good morning,
hustlers
good morning.
and their
Thank you so much for joining us here on Cliff Hughes Online, Nationwide 90 FM. Thank you so much for making it nationwide. We appreciate your company and your eyes and ears and your time. We know you have choices, but you choose to be with us, and we hope and try to make it an interesting experience for you. Yeah? With what we do, how we do it. We hope that you will experience a range of emotional reactions, yeah, to our content. One to all say, welcome to the vloggers and the bloggers who have queued up their cameras and their machines and whatever their recording devices. Yeah. I am just simply amazed how many of the vloggers and the bloggers and influencers tune into us and reproduce what we do here, what we say here, or experiences here, and upload them online, the turnaround time is amazingly fast. And as I say, the only problem I have, there's a basic principle in journalism, mainstream, traditional journalism, that you give credit. You must always give credit to the source of your information and your content. I notice some of the bloggers are doing so now, and I want to tip my hat to those. Some of them give us the credit. Others just blatantly steal our content and pretend as if it's theirs, yeah, and carry on as if it's their work. And then there are those who distort and lie. Yeah? Anyway, welcome to all of you. Yeah? I'm not going to speak to what it means that you're all here taping me to reproduce me, except I will say flattery is the greatest form of compliment. Yeah? Flattery and reproducing, yeah, people's work is the greatest form of compliment that you could pay to anyone. Yeah? If what we're saying is so off the mark, why are you all here recording me? Anyway, this morning we're hoping to hear for the next couple of hours from several secondary, high school, tertiary students who are at the Pegasus this morning from where we're coming. They're here for the Jamaica Creative Career Expo. The Jamaica Creative Career Expo. And it's organized by the Ministry of Culture, Entertainment and Sports under the theme Exploring the Digital Space. Yes, the digital space. And talking about bloggers and vloggers, several of these students from high schools and tertiary institutions are tomorrow's vloggers and bloggers, if they are not already, because many of them are already in that digital space. So we're going to be hearing from them later. I want to begin this morning, though, with another sad but related story, because you'll recall that Slickiana Townsend, a social media influencer, Slickiana Townsend, Anika Townsend, was killed, murdered some years ago, a couple of years ago. And a man was held in connection with her murder, Rashawn Pattison, and he was before the courts. He was out on bail, and it's being reported this morning that that man, Rashawn Pattison, was shot and killed in a confrontation with the police this morning in a place called Dundee Pen. Dundee Pen in Hanover. Yes? That is Rashawn Pattison. He was taken to the Noel Holmes Hospital where he was pronounced dead. He was out on bail for the October 2022 murder of Slickiana. Yeah? Earlier this month, incomplete files delayed the progress of the case against him in court, and the matter had been pushed back to October 15. Yeah? It's understood that Pattison was respecting the terms of his bail conditions, which included weekly visits to a designated police station. Well, we're learning this morning that he was involved in a confrontation with the police. And he succumbed. In Hanover, Dundee Pen in Hanover. The Observer, also in that part of the island, yesterday, a story that is on the front page of the Observer this morning. Another criminal was cut down by the police. Bulgin had long rap sheet say police. And here's a photograph of Bulgin. Showing off his machine, his rifle. Well, he has met his demise. The Observer tells us this morning that Shane Richard Bulgin, who was fatally shot in an alleged confrontation with members of the security forces during an operation in Westmoreland Monday morning, reportedly had a long criminal history in gangs that were particularly notorious for contract killings, extortion rackets targeting businesses, especially those owned by Chinese, and armed robberies, police sources told the Jamaica Observer. This was the incident I mentioned to you yesterday morning. Bulgin, showing off his rifle somewhere in Jamaica. Well, he's no longer around. According to the Observer this morning, Bulgin was implicated in numerous violent crimes and illicit activities, including the murder of Everton Johnson, alias Gaddy Bling, who was killed on January 21, 2022 in Fuller's Field, Grange Hill in Westmoreland. He was also implicated in the murder of Wade Scatter Phillips, who was fatally shot on April 4, 2024 at Bloody Bay Beach Park in Negril, Westmoreland, one source added. According to the Observer, police reported that a joint police-military operation yesterday morning targeted a white one-bedroom boathouse under a search warrant for prohibited weapons and ammunition. The police said that on arrival, the members of the team knocked and identified themselves, but received no response. They said shuffling sounds were heard inside, prompting members of the security team to force open the back door. A female ran from the house and Bulgin reportedly emerged, opening gunfire at the law enforcers. The fire was returned and Bulgin was hit in the upper body, the police reported. So that's him. He's gone. And of course, you're aware of the debate over whether these police fatal shootings are lawful and not extrajudicial killings. Anyway, more on that. That debate has been going on in Jamaica for a long time and will continue, I suspect, for a little while yet. We're going to take the break and come back with more.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock. I was strong as I could be.
The Time brought to you by the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport. Fueling growth everywhere is
15 minutes after 10.
Introducing the all-new Ford Territory SUV, designed for those who seek adventure and crave style. The Ford Territory is Jamaica's newest SUV, which delivers the perfect combination of design, functionality, and advanced technology. Discover the Ford Territory today, where every journey becomes an adventure, starting at only $86,728 per month and backed by a 5-year manufacturer's warranty. What are you waiting for? Book a test drive today. Available only at KIG. We keep you driving.
Get ready to receive your share of a bucket full of goodies from the NWC.
That's so nice, eh?
From January 2 to March 31, 2025, you could benefit from the debt amnesty.
Tell me more.
NWC has amnesty offers that include 50% write-offs, 100% on balances over 2 years, and 25 to 50% on balances depending on the age of the balance.
Who can qualify?
Practically anyone with arrears. If your residential account is disconnected for 6 months or more, you qualify. Or if you are a pensioner or path beneficiary with a balance over 2 years, you qualify. Plus, commercial and residential accounts with balances over 2 years also qualify for discounts. Call 888-225-5692. Check the NWC website or visit any NWC office today.
Ready to take your investments to new heights? Look no further. Barita Investments Limited just scored an A+ credit rating from CariCris. This affirms that your money is stable with a team dedicated to financial strength and expertise. Join the ranks of satisfied investors who trust Barita to deliver results. Don't just invest, elevate your financial journey with Barita Investments today. Call us at 888-429-5333 or visit any of our locations at Kingston, Montego Bay, or Mandeville.
Jamaica, we are on the road to republic. The Constitution Amendment Republic Act 2024 has been tabled, taking us one step closer to a future with our own Jamaican head of state. Read the bill and track its progress at roadtorepublic.mlca.gov.jm. Your voice matters. Get involved and stay informed. Join the journey and let's walk this road together. The Republic starts with you.
Cliff says, what's on his mind? Unfiltered analysis and...
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright.
You know, from time to time, you hear us mention and comment on issues that some of you think are not important to us because it's another place, another country it's happening in. Some of you cuss me off. Leave America business alone. Leave Trump alone. Yeah? And you do that because you fail to appreciate the implications for Jamaica when rich, developed countries such as the United States, France, Britain, Japan, China, yeah, Russia, powerful countries, make decisions that reverberate around the world and affect small, developing countries like ours. Why do I say that? Yesterday, the central bank in Jamaica, the Bank of Jamaica, told the country that it is not making any more reductions, or they use the word adjustment in interest rates, the cost of money, the price at which you have to borrow money. They are not going to be making any further adjustments for now because of the uncertainty in U.S. foreign policy. You hear that? The unrest or the uncertainty over what Trump's America and the Trump administration is going to do. The Bank of Jamaica, and not only our central bank, but other central banks around the world, are saying, listen, there's too much uncertainty. about what the White House is going to be doing. So everybody is in a wait and see mode. You hear Mr. Trump one day him saying, "When put on tariff," then the next minute him saying, "I'm going to delay it." You don't know what to expect. And in business, in market economies, one of the greatest fears has to do with uncertainty, unpredictability. You don't know how to plan. You can't make investment decisions because you don't know what to expect. So the central bank governor, Richard Byles, yesterday, in providing an update on the country's monetary policy, he did so during a quarterly media briefing. According to Governor Byles, the Bank of Jamaica is adopting a wait-and-see approach in order to assess the rapidly evolving positions of the current U.S. administration. In other words, those rapidly evolving positions are tantamount to volatility. The situation is too volatile to predict. The BOJ governor says while the country's economic data remain favorable, global volatility has left accurate projections difficult.
Last Thursday, Bank's Monetary Policy Committee, MPC, deliberated on its policy stance in the context of a set of favorable macroeconomic data and forecasts for Jamaica, albeit colored by uncertainties relating to the economic policies of Jamaica's main trading partners and their potential impact on Jamaica and the rest of the world. From those deliberations, the MPC determined that the current level of policy rate continues to be appropriate to support inflation remaining within the bank's target range of 4 to 6%.
That's Governor Richard Byles of the Bank of Jamaica. What he's saying, they have been bringing down interest rates. Yeah? And they would love to bring it down further. But given the volatility coming out of Washington as to what the US is going to do, what Trump is going to do, they're adopting a wait-and-see attitude and approach, which makes sense. Yeah? He says while dismissing recession fears and adopting a bullish stance on Jamaica's growth potential, the Planning Institute of Jamaica has also warned of U.S. foreign policy instability. The BOJ has gone further, halting its favorable interest rate policy reductions. This has left rates unchanged at 6% for the first time in 4 months. It's a difficult stance for the private sector, which has decried the high interest rates and their impact on growth. However, the deputy governor of the bank, Wayne Robinson, says most central banks worldwide have adopted a cautious position.
So most central banks are in the position now of a wait and see, because the devil is going to be in the details. It's difficult to quantify and assess at this point how those changes in the policy, how those are going to actually materialize, how those are going to actually filter through to the American economy and the spillover effects to the Jamaican economy. So whilst we may play around with scenarios, we have to hold a cautious position now, and we think that is exactly what the Fed is doing.
That's Deputy Governor Wayne Robinson. Yeah? According to Governor Byles, Jamaica will fully recover from the weather-related shocks in the coming months. The bank is anticipating growth in the economy over the next fiscal year within the range of 1 to 3%. However, his deputy, Wayne Robinson, says Jamaica's ultimate guard against foreign policy instability is our healthy and growing size of the country's international reserves.
The question is, how do we cope and how do we manage in this environment of heightened uncertainty, of increasing upside risk? Well, for one, as the governor indicated, the Monetary Policy Committee has taken the position to pause interest rate adjustments now. The other thing to bear in mind is because we're so vulnerable, that's why we build buffers in the economy. And one crucial buffer that we have built is our reserves. And as the governor indicated, that is more than adequate if we use the standard IMF ERA metric. It's about 120% of that metric. So that puts us in a position at least to weather whatever storm that is coming and to mitigate some of the impact of the fallout.
Deputy Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, Wayne Robinson. And, never in my lifetime have we been in the position where, as a sovereign bank country, we have reserves at nearly $6 billion US. 5.6 billion to be precise. When was the last time Jamaica had net reserves, that is just savings, like we as individuals have savings, where you put aside a little money for rainy day? That is what your reserves are akin to. Yeah? So in emergency, you can draw down on that. Yeah? I remember there was a time when we had negative minus reserves. Now we're at $5.6 billion in reserves. Yeah? And what is the exchange rate? The exchange rate is about 155. So multiply 5.6 by 155 and you'll see how much money we have in our savings account as Jamaicans. And what the Deputy Governor is saying, that is our ultimate guard against any volatility and disruptions that may be triggered by the Trump administration or any other foreign policy development, not only by Trump. The whole world is in a very difficult place this morning. We have Trump to contend with. We have the war in Ukraine to contend with. We have the war in the Middle East to contend with. We have parts of Africa being unstable. Yeah? We have a lot of things to contend with. So the ultimate protection, if push come to shove, is what we have in the reserves. And we are in a position where we have the gold standard. You must always have at least 3 months of savings in your reserves to take care of your business, your house, in the event of a shock. It should be 12 weeks. We're well beyond that. We have much more than that. Yeah? Much, much, much more than that. Anyway, after the break, what is happening at St. James High School? This has been happening, the instability of St. James High School is back in the news after the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood proud, I stood tall, high above it all.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness works to ensure the provision of quality health services and promotes healthy lifestyles and environmental practices for all Jamaicans. The time by the Ministry of Health and Wellness is
10:30.
Eclipse Enterprise is your go-to source for billiards, amusement machines, and electronics. Telephone 876-960-3891. The temperature by Eclipse Enterprise is...
It's 29 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, 28 in Montego Bay.
Area Council 1 meets in West Rural St. Andrew, Thursday, February 27th at the Stony Hill Vocational High School, 6 p.m. Deputy Leader MP Desmond McKenzie leads the team. Here MPs Fable Williams, Alanda Terrelong, Senator Marlon Morgan, Councillor Tasha Schwab, John Myers, Rowan Hall, and others. Hosted by MP Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, always crossing the finish line and left them pull up on the side track. Area Council 1 meeting, West Rural St. Andrew, Stony Hill Vocational High School, Thursday 6 p.m. See you there!
Cliff says, what's on his mind? Unfiltered analysis and commentary.
My hands were steady. My eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We're going to turn to St. James High School in Mount Salem, just on the outskirts of the western city of Montego Bay. Classes at St. James High have been cancelled for today until further notice. That's according to a letter addressed to parents and guardians and shared on WhatsApp by the Parent Teachers Association of the school. In it, the PTA advised that the closure is due to ongoing grievances that require immediate attention. The letter did not state what those grievances are. However, we understand that the issues surround the reappointment of the chairman of the board, Christopher McCurdy, and the principal, Joseph Williams, who has been at the school for several years now and have been embroiled in several disputes with teachers, parents, students. And this is not new. This sad state of affairs at St. James has been going on for more than a few years, more than 3-4 years now. And it seems as if the Ministry of Education is woefully impotent in getting a hold of what is happening at St. James. If you talk to some teachers, some parents, the principal has captured the school and runs it like it's his own fiefdom. I heard a teacher this morning speaking with Tonna and George, and I heard the chairman as well. And based on the history of the problem that has been widely reported before, no one can reasonably argue that St. James High School is now a dysfunctional school where the students there are being cheated, teaching and learning is being compromised to the extent that here we have this morning classes cancelled until further notice. And this has been happening for years. Why has the Ministry of Education and the board of St. James not fixed this problem? It's as if the school community is left on their own. There are now two factions in the school. according to the teacher this morning, speaking with Ton and George. One called Evil, one the Evil Squad, and another one called, I don't even remember the name. But the point is, it's open war. Open war at St. James High School. The principal and some teachers on one side pitted against other teachers and students and their parents on another side. There are demonstrations. The school locked down the Pittenham Block Road. Someone has organized to use the children, the students of St. James, to block the roads. The school gates are padlocked. And there is a battle. Clearly, one side don't want McCurdy to return as chairman, and another side saying, listen, what Williams has been doing at the school, enough is enough. And it's now open war at the school in 2025. And the Ministry of Education has been impotent. Impotent. And this morning, the Education Minister, Dr. Dana Morrison-Dixon, she has been left to fix this mess. This is something she would have inherited. And it has been going on for many years. But it can't continue. It can't continue. You can't continue to have the students of St. James being punished because adults are at war with each other. According to the chairman of the board, Mr. McCurdy, there are fundamental issues of accountability, conflict of interest. The principal's wife is the president of the Parent Teachers Association and the Parent Teachers representative on the board. So any matter relating to the principal, she is in a position of conflict. You don't have, in terms of good governance, where parent teachers are very critical stakeholder in the governance of the school. Their leader is a vice principal? No. You can't deal with the principal, vice principals, their spouses. Can't be in such a position in the Parent Teachers Association. It's parents who must lead that organization, and invariably there are going to be issues of contention between the parents and the teachers, the students and parents, or the students and teachers. You can't have the vice principal who is married to the principal occupying that position. What can go so? That can't continue. It makes no sense. It's a recipe for what we're having at St. James High School. No wonder the school is shut down this morning, to the point where the police had to be called in yesterday. Some of the protagonists almost came to blows. What example are they setting for the students at St. James? Huh? What example? No. And Senator Morris Dixon, you have to go fix this. Your predecessor and the technocrats at the ministry have dodged it over the years. Dodged it. And it has to be fixed now. Right? It has to be fixed. Anyway, enough of that. Now to my program. The best part of the program this morning. Yeah. We're at the Jamaica Creative Career Expo at the Jamaica Pegasus. Hundreds of high school and tertiary students are going to be here today to look at possible career options in the creative industries of the world. Not only Jamaica, but of the world. One of the fascinating things about the new creative industries is that You can wake up in Kingston, but you're earning in London or Tokyo or Cape Town. You're earning wherever you are. National borders are falling. You don't need brick and mortar anymore to make a living if you are adept at the new social media space and the creative industries. All you need is this, a smartphone. And the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports is having this career expo for the young ones under the theme Exploring the Digital Space. And I have joining me now Andre Brown. He's the head of the Humanities Department at Holy Trinity High School. We also have Tyrese Witter, the deputy head boy. That's you.
Yes,
yes.
sir.
And Dwayne Anderson, the student council PRO.
Yes, sir.
You're the public relations officer.
Yes, sir.
Come up, put up your chair. Yeah? And let's chat. Let me begin with the teacher, Andre Brown, the head of the Humanities Department. You teach them IT and the creative industries at Holy Trinity?
Okay, thank you very much for allowing me to have the opportunity to be here at this wonderful venue, the Pegasus, and more so on Nationwide FM.
Yes.
Good. So, not necessarily the IT teacher, but I am involved in part and parcel of the student life. Also an advisor to them. I'm also the advisor to the Debating Society. And with the Debating Society, of course, we have ways and means of, forming arguments. You looking at worldwide issues. You spoke about the turn down of borders because of the use of technology.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have riveting debates on issues out of North America. Of course, the United States to be specific. And
course.
we look at how technology aid in building borders, removing borders, and many things such like this. And so to have the opportunity today for our students to see the virtual world, to see how it works, it put into practice what they would learn in theory.
Very well.
And so these two young men, of course, will deliver.
Well, let me go to them.
things.
Deputy Head Boy, Tyrese Witter. Good morning, Mr. Witter.
Good morning to you too, sir.
Good. You are here at the Career Expo. Yeah, what are you looking forward to in particular?
Well, at the Career Expo, so far it is really a good experience. It is really a good look because you have students like myself who don't know what they want in life. They don't know their career path as yet, but I think this Career Expo shall give us a choice, as it should.
It's for the creative. If you have an interest in the creative industries, then you're going to be seeing a lot of opportunities, possible pathways. Yes. How old are you, Tyrese?
I'm 16 years old.
16 years old. And Dwayne, how old are you?
I'm 17 years old.
You're 17. And you're also looking forward to, do you have an interest in the creative industries?
Yes, I would say in the drama field.
Yes, go ahead and tell me about that. What interests you have there?
Like an actor.
Oh,
yes.
You fancy yourself on being an actor?
Yes, sir.
Ending up in Hollywood?
Maybe.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Why acting?
Because it helps me to express myself more.
Ah.
Yes, sir.
So you're actually doing drama at Holy Trinity?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're getting good grades?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what are the stuff you do in your drama classes there. Well, what you have to do? You have to do write
Yes.
and produce? What?
Yes, sir. Write up our critics or SBAs and we act. Graded things and yes.
How long you been doing this?
From 9th grade.
And you're in what grade
11
now?
now.
You're in grade 11.
Yes.
And you've been passing it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're going to do it at CXC?
Yes, sir.
What is the most difficult part for you, the most challenging part in terms of your preparations for CXC?
Hardest part, I would say.
It's not hard for you. You're breezing through it.
Yes, sir. Only thing I would say are some of the SBAs giving
Yeah?
me a problem.
Like
But
which ones?
like English.
Yes.
Yes, and history, but I'm getting over them.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
How you find the writing the plays and the
Writing the plays.
Yeah, you write plays. You have to write plays or draw skits and whatever.
No, we just read through our scripts,
Uh-huh.
and we
And
have
perform.
to embody our characters that we're
Ah,
given. Yes, sir.
yes. Now, outside of acting, Tyrese,
Yeah?
what's your specific interest in the creative industry?
Well, I was once in it. Well, I went to JCDC. I was doing dub poetry by it's called If We Must Die by Claude McKay.
Yes.
You know, that's a very interesting poem for me. You know, as I perform that poem, I really look into myself and try to implement it in my life. It is really, I think that we as students should have a push. Our things that we do in school should give us that push. You know, it's really a good one for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's
But
really a good one.
you like that poem because it evokes something in you.
Yes,
in your
and
life.
if I wasn't pushed in that area, maybe I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't even know I have the ability to do such things. Though.
Yeah, yeah. The lines of that poem are very inspirational.
Yes, it even has a line that inspires me. If we must die, let it not be like hogs, hunted and pinned it in an inglorious spot. That line itself kind of give me. So, for me, it is if I must die, let it not be like hogs, meaning I should not die poor. I should not be downgraded, but I should not die without making a legacy for Jamaica and for my school in any means.
Very well. I like that. Good. And you go to a school that has had problems, has had difficulties, Mr. Brown. I saw in the news recently, Holy Trinity, an effort being made by former principal Grace Baston to really make a push to lift, yes, to get the reading levels up at Holy Trinity. That seems to be going in the right direction, isn't it?
You're very much correct in terms of we've been in the news. Yesterday we were in the one of the newspapers there. Indeed, we have our challenges as related to academics, and so more from the COVID situation, because most of the students, if not all really, that we're having now are those who are out of the learning continuum, and so they are now coming up into the system, and so many of them were not engaged, and so they've lost
Hold on, that's the national anthem. Gentlemen, let's stand.
Okay.
The national anthem of Jamaica, signaling the official start of the Jamaica Creative Career Expo here at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel under the theme Exploring the Digital Space. We have two students of Holy Trinity High School with us, Tyrese Witter, Deputy Head Boy, the Public Relations Officer of the Students' Council, Dwayne Anderson, and Andre Brown, the Head of the Humanities Department at Holy Trinity. So, Mr. Brown, you were telling us.
Sure. So we're saying here that the COVID situation have really impacted the learning of our students, and so we getting them. We decided to do what is called the Grade 7 Academy. So it's our first in I think our country in terms of what it is. So you spoke about Grace, Dr. Alexander, also partnering along with the ministry and other stakeholders, because we need to get our students performing. And so for the Grade 7 Academy, the NSC, the National Standard Curriculum, have been suspended. And so the whole idea of math and literacy is what is being emphasized to the point where 15 sessions of math, 15 sessions of language, reading to get them up. Because we believe then that when math and language are fixed, then the social study, the RE, whatever other content area, it will be much easier to manage.
Right.
And based on the data so far, we are reaping success
Very
from
good.
that. And so we want persons to partner with us
Yes.
here at Holy Trinity, because these two students are a testament to say then that good things are happening here. These students, if you notice, they're well involved, right?
Yes, I see them full of badges.
Yes.
So for Dwayne, you're Holy Trinity High School Student Council PRO, and then you have a member of the Debating Society.
Yes, sir.
And Tyrese, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 badges.
Yes.
Oh, tell me all about the things you do.
Well, it is really interesting. I like the debating, the first one. The debating is a club where we socialize, we express ourselves, as the debating motto said. It's a place where we can come together and express our feelings, our emotions, and we fix the matter, because that's what we do as the debating society of the Old Trinity High School. The deputy head boy now, it's really it's a role that I'm gradually getting in play with. It's really an interesting role, and it's really good for my resume. And as I leave high school, I'm trying to build myself for the future and, as you say, my career. And I also has a few more that I achieve before I get in
class
these.
what, monitor?
Yeah, a prefect and the student council representative as well.
Oh, so you're very well involved in school. That is going to look good on your resume. Yeah, when you're ready to go to college and you put those things on your resume, that's going to look good. What do you want to be after you're finished studying? Any thoughts yet?
Well, I really have some in mind. It's really 5 though. Is the first one?
5?
That's a whole lot. As the teacher and the principal of the Old Trinity High School said, you have to have more than 3 plans. So I have 5 at this moment.
Oh.
So the first one is a firefighter. The second one is a military officer. The third one is a maths teacher, because I am the best, as I know it so far. Anyways,
You're the best at maths?
As I know so far, trying to build.
Is he, Mr. Brown?
Well, he can hand himself. He can hand himself. He's more of a language person. As a matter of fact, Dwayne here is an excellent debater. He rips you apart. He's witty.
Yes.
He thinks on his feet.
Good.
Yes, man.
Good.
I must, and this because he's an art student, because he does like the history, the social study, the language, and he tops his class. He does extremely well.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. Yes, thank you very much, Dwayne, Tyrese, Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Thank you, and all the best. Yes?
Thank you very much.
And
Same
continue to do well.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
Okay, all the best.
Good. All right, we're going to take a break and come back with more from the Jamaica Creative Career Expo.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood proud, I stood tall, high above it all. I still believed in my dreams.
Resolve your conflict peacefully with restorative justice. Call 876-906-4923. The time by the Ministry of Justice is
5 minutes to 11, and we're going to go now to the podium where the Minister of Gender, Culture, Entertainment and Sports, Babsy Grange, is addressing the expo.
Until I see your rise.
That's not her.
Natural beauty and yeah. No, I never been someone shy until I seen your eyes. Still I had to try. Yeah. Oh yes. Let me get my.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, she is a queen, a hardworking minister, and so we welcome you. Good morning. And as we get ready for our first
TFM, yeah, on our YouTube channel to see what's happening here, and I'm looking forward to having more discussions with the students. Always great to interact with them, and to listen to their thinking, yeah. And we have certain perceptions of certain schools, but that's not necessarily so all the time. Those two young men from Holy Trinity, quite good, promising, yeah. They are clearly leaders in the making. And Holy Trinity is a school that is rather interesting. It is on North Street, right? Just below Sabina Park, next door to Sabina Park. And that area of Kingston is blessed with some of the finest schools in Jamaica, and I dare say the wider Caribbean. Next door to Holy Trinity is Alpha Girls' School, one of our very best. Across the road is Kingston College, yeah, one of the very best. Down the road is St. George's College, another of our very best. When you go to less than about just over a mile away, you have Woolmer's Boys, Woolmer's Girls, one of the oldest and the very best. And it's always amazing that over the years we have made attempts to really turn around Holy Trinity, and we have not been able to do so. And there's another effort now being made. The problem, though, is not at Holy Trinity. The problem begins before they get to Holy Trinity. The students who are placed at Holy Trinity in grade 7, they are not reading at grade 7 level. They are not being numerate at grade 7 level. Holy Trinity gets, let me put it well, those students who are less ready, not ready for grade 7 curriculum. And the effort being spearheaded by Grace Baston and others now is in recognition of that. And I hope they succeed. I really do hope they succeed. Yeah? All right. Papa Nana, good morning.
Mr. Hughes.
Good morning, sir.
How you do?
I am alive and well.
Let me tell you something. I don't business who want vex and who wants anything. You know some I love you and I'm glad for you.
Exactly.
And you're supposed to be one of the happiest man in the world because, man, look for someone with a 70-year-old and just get one grand ticket. Boy, what a man lucky.
I am not 70 years old, though. Why you run the clock for me, Papa? Why you run the clock for me?
Me never say you, no. Me never say you.
Oh. I think I'm me attack.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, well, and just get $1 pick. I easy that talk to you, but me never want you hear what she say.
Okay,
She
okay.
tell you say me a 70 and a $1 pick me get.
Yes, okay.
Yes, so I want you up on you, but anyway, let me tell you something.
Uh-huh.
We don't have any internet, but I was trying yesterday. Mr. Hughes, I tell you the honest truth. You are doing a good job with that. Man, when I look and when I hear some people from abroad call me and tell me how they were trying to get you, but when you interview that lady, how they feel so pleased.
Which lady was that?
Yesterday, Mr. Hughes, may God ever bless you. May I tell you the truth. The lady that was, when I think our relationship is abusive, I think.
Oh, the victim of domestic abuse
Yes.
and violence yesterday, Angie.
Yes. And
Mhm.
I tell you, man, they really reach out to you, Mr. Hughes. I'm really, a lot of people really glad for you. May I tell you the truth? To be honest
Well,
with you.
yes.
Some
You
people
know,
were quarreling and said that they didn't get a chance, but I'm telling you, it was well worth listening to it, I'm telling you.
yes, yes.
And may God ever bless you and bless Nationwide, I am telling you. Mr. Hughes, I just want to say so. You're on our outside broadcast.
Yes, I'm on an outside broadcast at the Pegasus. Yes.
Okay. Oh, you know, let me tell you something. I just want to run something quickly by you. You know, say one time you was at the Pegasus, you see? Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes. One time you was at the Pegasus and his granddaughter came there and meet you. So she come
Yes.
now, she come there and come here now and show up on me and say, you think it's you want to know Mr. Hughes? You think you want to know Mr. Hughes? I meet Mr. Hughes. I meet Mr. Hughes yesterday, like she would say yesterday. So I say, where? She said, at the hotel here. Me, Lord God, I hope her husband not here.
You tell me that story already, the Papa Nana. Oh, you say so? Oh, you say so?
No, but me have to protect you.
You're too
Me have to
bad.
protect you. Me have to
You're
protect
too
you. No,
bad.
you have used to me.
Yes.
So, me said, look at the husband not here. Because yes. Anyway, what I want to find out from you, Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
I don't know because, you know, rumors is rampant in this country. I hear that is Miss Beswick, the retired judge, is going to take over.
Yes, but don't let us hold on that. And was it I read in the Gleaner? I think the Gleaner
Yes.
is speculating
Yes.
that beg your pardon, Carol Lawrence Beswick, she's a
Yes.
retired Supreme Court judge, will be the new
Yes.
chairman of the Integrity Commission. But that is not yet confirmed. The Gleaner may get it right, they may get it wrong. Yeah, but that is not yet confirmed.
And I understand about Brian Winter, something like that too.
Yes, that he may become one of the commissioners as well. Brian Winter is a former governor of the Bank of Jamaica.
Okay, thank God for that. Thank God for that. Well, on the hope they can do a good job, you know, and thing, because boy, this one is shortcoming, to be honest to you.
Yes.
That one is shortcoming, to be honest to you. But
Yes.
I am still asking the people of Jamaica who suffer under the hands of FINSAC to form a group and go to the national arena and make people can interview them and make them know what they went under the government of PJ Patterson. I am asking it and I'm appealing to them. Go to the arena and all who dead and gone, bring them picture, go there and make people see what they went through. Because I'm telling you, Mr. Hughes, it wasn't lovely. I had a cousin who borrowed some money and all when he paid 3 times the amount, he still couldn't done pay it. And they sold the house for less than what he could have paid for it and didn't give him the chance to buy it back.
Yeah.
You know, and that was really...
So many of those stories, so many of those realities, experiences. Yeah?
Yes, and I'm telling you the honest truth. This hope of us about Portmore municipality. They know the reason why they are fussing over it, so. Mr. Jackson, them know why they are fussing over it, so. Because they just want to get to rise the place. And, you know, when you get to rise the place, you manipulate the people, then they easily led. Because most of the people in the ghetto rise area, Mr. Hughes, all them want, it's just rum and boom and, you know, and little food, they easily led, you know.
Well, we're having less and less of those, aren't we?
Well, I don't know. Anywhere you can go and you can tell a man that him don't have to fish in, you will fish and give him. He will gravitate to you and make you look like you're God and you're important. And that is what I'm doing to a lot of way. Because when me look and hear a man come tell me how he get 3-piece chicken or some comrade inauguration selection of candidates. And it chicken so nice that all income could have charged the board. Now, you know, it's a belly business them are dealing with, man.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We have to change the system, Mr. Hughes. I tell you the honest truth. We have to change the system.
Very well, sir.
Yes,
Take care of yourself, Papa Nana.
God ever bless you again, and you have that's the well, you don't know how to hold him now, so we are telling you a little bigger.
Oh, you know that is true. That is so true. Yeah, I don't know how to hold little babies. Yeah, when they get a little bigger. When they get a little bigger.
Well, his mama Nana tell me that he can't go and shoulder yet, and you don't know how to hold him. So
yes, that's true.
You and telling you.
Yeah, man, that is so true.
Yes,
all right,
so
Papa, take care.
Good.
All right,
Thank you.
good. Time for the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light, and I held firm.
Super healthy, super happy. SuperMed located in Kingston, St. Thomas, Portland, and St. Mary. The time by SuperMed family of pharmacies and Hugh and Den Pharmacy is
7 minutes after 7.
Yeah, here? If you're tired of a cluttered office space, then you need to call Corporate Interiors International. We offer top quality industrial shelving, filing cabinets, and storage cabinets to keep your workspace organized and efficient, plus comfortable office chairs that will keep your team productive and focused. Visit us today at corporateinteriorsjm.com or call us at 876-630-0010 for more information. Corporate Interiors International. We sell solutions, not just furniture.
Apply to work in the next general election. Visit your EOJ constituency office or apply online at ecj.com.jm. The Electoral Commission of Jamaica, committed to free and fair elections.
You ever get bun yet? The bun was sweet you so much you can't resist. Me not talk about heartbreak. Me not talk about the bun with full of spice, raisin, and the perfect glaze. Mother's Bakery Easter bun. This is the bun where everybody need this Easter. If you don't get bun, you not live life right. Mother's Bakery Easter bun. Get the best type of bun from the right people. Mother's Bakery Easter bun. The bun you have to get with love in every bite. Available in select supermarkets.
Dance all week, can't miss me. February 23 to March 2, 1 full week of dancehall activities.
New style.
Cliff Hughes online, I got there at the Ronnie Williams Entertainment Center on February 26 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the official Dancehall Village to help celebrate dancehall. Follow back on me and come celebrate the dancehall culture at the Cannabis Village. Seminar and workshop I got there. Food and shopping village and the official opening of the Dancehall Museum.
This you wanna hold.
Catch me side at Cliff Hughes online. Me a dance and I go with a bag of things. Them I go have dance workshop and boot camps, and guess what? It's free all week. Go down and don't forget the dancehall fashion frenzy on Friday and the dancehall street parade, plus the big bad corrosive after party on Sunday. Me, Affidede. It can't miss me, and if you miss it, that rough. But don't worry, Cliff Hughes online I got there for make you know the pre. You see, February 26, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. only on Nationwide 90 FM. Oh, we are the revolution in media.
Dancehall and me everything.
Area Council 1 meets in West Rural St. Andrew. Thursday, February 27th at the Stony Hill Vocational High School, 6 p.m. Deputy Leader MP Desmond McKenzie leads the team. Here MPs Fable Williams, Alanda Terrelong, Senator Marlon Morgan, Councillor Tasha Schwab, John Myers, Rowan Hall, and others. Hosted by MP Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, always crossing the finish line and left them pull up on the side track. Area Council 1 meeting, West Rural St. Andrew, Stony Hill Vocational High School, Thursday 6 p.m. See you there!
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock.
All right, welcome back. It's 11 minutes after 11. We're going to go back to the phones now. Billboard, good morning.
Top of the morning to your teacher.
Good morning, sir. Good.
I'm so happy to get you and start at the same time because I didn't get to be the first one to tell you congratulations on your grandson.
Ah, thank you. Thank you, Billboard.
I held on to you so much yesterday, but Lord of mercy. Anyhow, you're my station. Can't give away. Mr. Hughes.
Yes, sir.
You give your grandson a big man name. A very few people give you, baby them good name there, you know.
I don't mean name him. I'm parents.
Well, in parents, just taking a leaf out of your book and don't give no name or you can't spell. I appreciate them and I congratulate them for that.
Yes, sir.
Congratulate them for giving you a grandson and for this is the name that they have given him.
Yes, yes.
Anyhow, the long and short of it, you see, is that I hope the opposition is seeing the crime plan working. We didn't have to tell them the plan. the crime plan that they keep calling about.
You remember that those times that everything they would say, where is the crime plan? Where is the crime plan?
Here is the crime plan now. And
when last you hear them ask for it?
And they begin to criticize it.
When last you hear them ask for it?
I tell you, man. Moving too fast, I know you're on the road.
Yes.
I was proud to hear Mr. Robinson. The thing that he made on news yesterday. Marky, what he said, the government is presently doing it, but it's refreshing to hear somebody from the party not talking garbage. And
you're talking Mr. Julian Robinson?
Yes.
Yes.
It was so refreshing to hear something sensible coming out of an opposition mouth. Market is sure the government is actually doing what he's talking about. But I think it is refreshing.
Yes, it is.
To make some recommendation in his speech. Not tearing down.
Yes.
Eh?
Yes, yes.
And I
quite right.
Every time I talk to him, I say, why is Mr. Robinson not up in the front? Because he's the type of person where people want to hear as opposition spokesman or spokespersons. Because he seems to be one of the few sensible ones. I talked to them, motherfucker, and say, Crawford dropped the ball and he want trim. Time wasn't so bad, but he want trim now. You understand?
What trim?
Yeah, it's good to hear them not picking at the low-hanging fruit, because all they do, them come out about Mr. Right. When you think we make picky, them just reach out for the tree feet. They won't even climb the tree and go talk something sensible.
No, but let me just say, Julian Robinson over the years has been very well respected because he's very thoughtful. Yeah, he's very thoughtful, and he's not into the rabble rousing. like so many others. Yeah, from both sides of the aisle. He's not into that. Yeah, you get from him a level of sobriety and critical thinking and reasonableness. No doubt about it. When I heard him on the weekend, I said, we need to hear more of this from Julian Robinson. Yeah, especially when what is coming from the opposition is being dominated by Mark Golding and Dayton Campbell. And they are coming across as being, as everything is bad and everything is dumb and gloom and doom. Why what Robinson said yesterday is resonating, because he gave credit where credit is due while being critical. Yes? And that is always a winning formula for opposition politicians, yes.
Respectfully critical.
Yes, yes.
You understand
and he wasn't shouting at you. like his general secretary, who is constantly shouting at you. And like him tracing. He wasn't doing that.
And they lose so many, they don't realize how much marks they lose for the type of behavior that have been portrayed. They lose a lot of marks. Because people looking towards leaders, not commoners like myself there. They're looking towards leaders, people who went to university, people who's taking them forward.
Yeah. It's an error that many politicians make. They don't understand that the Jamaican want you to be firm. They want you to be strong. They want you to convey a sense of being in command. But you have to be careful because they want you to behave like a leader. Especially in a time like this when they are making up their minds about you, whether they are going to be wanting you as their prime minister or cabinet minister. You have to be careful that you don't turn off people. And I think Mr. Golding and Dr. Campbell are at that point where they are turning off people, because, especially in the case of Campbell, he's just too much. Yeah, and people don't like it.
The MP in Manchester there, and I call them the bulldozer. They are really bulldozing their way to the back of the line.
Yes.
You heard that speech?
No, I didn't hear that one.
One of those young ladies that addressed the conference on Sunday. She said they are bulldozers.
Yes.
So they are bulldozing, bulldozing their way backward. Chief, I'm not going to waste the time. Your man.
All right, Billboard.
Everybody else come in.
Take care of yourself.
And heal up your grandson for me. Although him don't know me.
He don't know you yet.
Yeah, I know that.
All right, take care, Billboard. Time for the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose.
Spark will transform Jamaica's roads with 45 billion of your Jamaican dollars to fix your roads, pipelines, and connectivity. Jamaica, let us step into the next chapter with Spark. The time by Spark is...
It's now 18 minutes after 11.
Fall in love with a new Mazda. From now until March 31, drive away an elegant CX-60, a majestic CX-90, or a nimble CX-5 and get a 2-year service package, 1 year free insurance, free license and registration, plus free window tinting. Conditions apply. Give in to temptation. Visit Executive Motors today. Mazda. Love at first drive.
Calling all coffee lovers, the wait is over. The 8th annual Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee Festival at Hope Gardens on Saturday, March 1, celebrating the world's finest Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee. Enjoy thrilling barista, mixologist showdown, interactive cooking and coffee demos, unique coffee-infused products, art and craft, mouth-watering food village, live entertainment, and so much more. 5,000 for adults, 3,000 for children 12 and under. 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. For more details, follow the pages. The Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee Festival is presented by the Ministry of Tourism and Tourism Enhancement Fund partners. See you there.
Cliff Hughes Online. Talk radio for all Jamaicans.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright.
Welcome back to you from the Pegasus Hotel, the site of the Jamaica Creative Career Expo. Yeah, for high school and tertiary students who are thinking of a potential career in the creative industries. It's been put on by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports under the theme Exploring the Digital Space. Here's the minister.
She's a queen. She's a queen. And when they ask what a good woman is,
in fact, I want all the students to stand. Just stand and enjoy yourself. Yeah. So royal.
And I need her in my life.
Let me hear you.
I never knew anyone so one of a kind. Until the night that I seen your rise. So sweet, I can see in her eyes the way she smiles.
Boy, you're beautiful and you have great voices.
Hey, yes I know the king and queen crown.
I'm going to ask Taurus Riley to pass through later. How about that?
Just stick with me through the trial times. Oh, and she says she no mind. Alright, I know good man is hard to find. And she can't about that shine no line. That's why she has no ties at this time. Yeah, I know many men are trying.
So, all our young girls and all the women in this room, you are royal. That's wonderful. Great vibes, and we're just starting. Right? Now, there are so many great individuals in this room that it's going to be very difficult for me to do acknowledgements, because I would spend all day acknowledging all the great personalities who are here and all the future, the great stars and personalities of the future in the creative sector. So I'm going to be very brief in my acknowledgements. I just want to, of course, acknowledge my permanent secretary, Mr. Dean Roy Bernard, the tallest man in the room. P.S., will you please stand and take a bow? And I must tell you, permanent secretaries are very, very important in a ministry. If you think it is the minister that runs the place, it's not the minister, it's a permanent secretary. Because if he doesn't sign off on expenditure, we wouldn't have this beautiful function here this morning. So I really want to applaud him for his support and thank him for making today possible. And I also want to thank my team. I'm going to ask the team to stand. The permanent secretary, the principal director. Gianna, where are you? And all the members. Put your hand up if you're, all the members of the team who have pulled this event together. I also want to acknowledge the opposition spokesperson on culture, Deborah Hickling Gardner, is here with us this morning. Deborah, please stand and take a bow. She's referred to as my shadow. Of course, we have some great panelists with us. And throughout the day, they'll be making their presentations. I'm going to just ask those panelists who are here this morning to just stand and also be acknowledged. All our panelists, I mean, they're just great personalities. Some of them flying last night. Some of them flew in the day before. And they're going to be making great presentations. And I must tell you something. Many of them have excelled overseas. They have achieved a lot. But they're all Jamaicans who have been successful. And they today will be living examples of what you youngsters can achieve. Of course, the members of the diplomatic corps that's present here this morning, I want to thank you for coming. And of course now there's a gentleman. I've always said I wanted to meet a real Zulu. Right? And I finally met a real Zulu. So I want you all to put your hands together for Mr. Dennis Zulu, the UN resident coordinator in Jamaica. Please stand. Of course, I want to acknowledge our sponsors and to thank them so much for supporting this event. And of course, the teachers and the students, because it's all about you today. Other distinguished guests and members of the media, good morning. So I wish to welcome you all to the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports 4th Jamaica Creative Career Expo. And it's being held, of course, during Reggae Month. Our expo follows on the heels of the 67th Annual Grammy Awards held on Sunday, February the 2nd, where the soundtrack of the biopic Bob Marley, One Love, the soundtrack of the movie Bob Marley, One Love, which premiered at the Carib Cinema here in Jamaica last year, January. The soundtrack won the best reggae album. Isn't that wonderful? So far this month, my ministry has supported 3 films. So we hosted 3 film premieres. One was Romeo and Juliet, Forever. And Romeo and Juliet starred the students of Haile Selassie High School. And it just was wonderful. It was Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare, Jamaican style. Applaud them again. It was wonderful. Anyone here from the Haile Selassie? Anyone? Not yet? And then we had also another movie, Love After Holidays, produced by Jacinth Headlam, our own Jamaican, who produced this film and who has agreed to fly back to Jamaica and to be on one of the panels. Jacinth, are you here? Please acknowledge her. And then the third film was called Sugar Dumpling. And that was premiered on Sunday. And the star of that film was is Oliver Samuels. And it was quite a touching, it was a touching film. His performance in the film was really, he played the father of a young girl who was suffering from dementia. And it just showed how much we have to care for senior citizens or elderly, especially when they get to an age where sometimes, as we say in Jamaica, their mind wander, right? But that film was really quite a moving experience for me on Sunday night. And of course, we will be premiering other films next year during Reggae Month. Now, in November 2024, we launched the first phase of the Jamaica Entertainers and Creatives Insurance Plan. And that was the first phase, which treated with life and accident, personal accident insurance. And we now will be launching phase 2, which will deal with health insurance. So members of the entertainment industry will have their little health card. They go to the doctor, they use the health card to pay. They go to the pharmacy, they use their health card to pay. And I just want to indicate here that our music started, well, the first Jamaican genre was mento. Popular genre was mento. How many of you students know about mento music? Let me see the hands. Also, mento is still alive. And then we have given the world 6 genres of music. We have given the world rocksteady, ska, rocksteady, dub, dancehall, reggae. We could go on and on. But before all of that, we also had the Afro-Christian aspect of our culture. The strongest, or the genre, or the traditional culture, which has the strongest African retention, is Kumina. How many of you know of Kumina? Let me see. Yes, more people know about Kumina. And how many of you know about revival? Okay, very good. I saw a lady at the races, a fantastic hat, really dressed nicely. And I was saying, "Ma, you're so beautiful." And then we got talking, and then she whispered in my ears, "I'm a revivalist." And I grew up in West Kingston, where many people were revivalists, but they also went to church, a traditional church. They would go to the Catholic church or the Anglican church in the morning. And in the evening, them wrap them head, and them go jump, revival. But those elements were the early aspect of our culture. Kumina, revival, and then in different parishes you have, you know, so many other, the Gere, the Etu, and so on. And I hope that you young people are learning about the roots of our culture. It's very important that you know from whence we came, so you can know where you're going. Most of our pioneer artists, they just love the music and they created the music, but they did not focus on the business of the music. And so many of them today, they are penniless. They can't find the funds to even go to the doctor. And many, when they pass, their family has difficulty finding the funds to give them a decent funeral or send-off. And so I felt it was important that we created this insurance plan so that they, while they're alive, they can get assistance. And when they pass, they will get a decent funeral. And I'm saying all of this to say to you young people who are interested in the creative industry, it's not only about writing lyrics, singing, dancing, painting, and doing all the great things you want to do, but always remember the business of the creative sector is important. So you must understand the business, learn the business, and make sure that for your creativity, you are securing your future by ensuring that you register your songs, that you write, and that all the other things you do, you are earning and you are saving from your earnings to secure your future. There's a gentleman here, Craiglin, who is the son of the lady who started, she started a fast food service. Her name is Thalia Lynn. Can you tell me what that fast food... What did you say? So I'm going to ask, is Thalia here? Thalia, come. There she is. Give her a big round of applause. And her son, Craiglin, is here. And he used to work for Disney World. And now he's in India doing some interesting things, special effects. I'm going to ask Craig to just stand and be acknowledged. So a lot of great things are in store for you today. We have some wonderful personalities today here who have achieved a lot outside of Jamaica and who they're here today to impart their knowledge to you. So these are exciting times to be a creative in Jamaica. The creative economy is alive and kicking. If the COVID-19 pandemic taught us anything, it's that the creative economy has the potential to grow our economy and create jobs, and is already an alternative to traditional sectors which spur gross domestic product. In recognition of this fact, my ministry proudly stages its 4th annual Creative Career Expo. The ministry has invited over 1,000 high school and tertiary students who have an interest in pursuing studies or businesses in the creative industries, as well as creative practitioners and entrepreneurs. The aim is to have the participants, the participants, leave the expo feeling confident about the future of the creative industry, to encourage you to become a part of the creative economy, and to be more knowledgeable about the various creative career possibilities. So this year, the expo will be held under the theme, Exploring the Digital Space, and will focus on creative enterprises and opportunities in the digital environment. I know everybody in here has a cell phone, and I know that you're always exploring on the cell phone. And so you want to know more and explore the digital space and the digital environment. So digital creativity utilizes new and emerging technologies and aims to arrive at innovative solutions, modes of expressions and designs, and seeks to reach audiences in ways never thought of before. So in fact, the world is our stage at this time. We have invited Jamaican creatives at home and from the diaspora who have excelled in the digital space to demonstrate to you, our students, and other young creatives, and even those not so young like myself, that there are viable career alternatives to traditional ones. As such, we have curated an elite team of panelists from the digital space, particularly those involved in the entertainment and creative sectors. We want creatives, or the creative at heart, to see and hear from those who are now established in the various sectors of the entertainment, culture, and creative ecosystem, who are operating within the digital space. So we hope that this inspires emerging creatives like you to become the next best exponent of your craft, of the craft. I'm particularly proud of the fact that this event was conceptualized and executed by Jamaica Creative. And what is Jamaica Creative? It's a body envisioned as the engine and clearinghouse for the Jamaican entertainment and creative industry sector. And I happen to have conceptualized this so that within the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, there is this unit that the people in that unit, they think out of the box. When people think of government, they think of this straight kind of boring way of operating. But within the ministry, we have these young, dynamic, creative people who come up with all the ideas and who will continue to organize this creative expo so that you can reach out and have a better understanding of what a career in the industry means and how you can achieve it. Now, this is not the morning for the minister to be speaking for long, because I know you really want to get to the meat of things today. So I just want to thank everyone for coming out. I want to say to the students, Miss Lou would say clap yourself, because I'm so impressed with the turnout. I want you to clap yourself. And later on, when some of the other panelists arrive, people like Massacre, Valiant, Omi. Yeah, I know you'd love that. So, you're going to stay right until the end, because we have some great things lined up for you. Bless you, thank you, and all the best.
Babsy Grange, the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, formally opening the Jamaica Career Expo at the Pegasus Hotel. Time for the break. After the break, your calls.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock. Jamaica, let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic. We on the road to republic.
Well then, let's propel we nation, moving forward in a new direction. True independence, that's the projection. No more dependency, it's the best plan. Yes, we know what's best for us, cause we want we country prosperous. So make we just pull together as the general public, while on the road to republic. Jamaica,
let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic. We on the road to republic.
A message from the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs.
We on the road to republic.
And everybody, my me, yeah. Me have to ask, why eat other snacks when sunshine has the best for you? Nature's best buns so crunchy. The flavor that sings to you, salted banana and plantain. Taste the freshness, naturally sweet. The flavor that sings to you.
Ayo, nature's best bunch.
Ready to take your investments to new heights? Look no further. Barita Investments Limited just scored an A+ credit rating from CariCris. This affirms that your money is stable with a team dedicated to financial strength and expertise. Join the ranks of satisfied investors who trust Barita to deliver results. Don't just invest, elevate your financial journey with Barita Investments today. Call us at 888-429-5333 or visit any of our locations at Kingston, Montego Bay or Mandeville.
Calling all coffee lovers, the wait is over. The 8th annual Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee Festival at Hope Gardens on Saturday, March 1, celebrating the world's finest Jamaican Blue Mountain Coffee. Enjoy thrilling barista, mixologist showdown, interactive cooking and coffee demos, unique coffee-infused products, art and craft, mouth-watering food village, live entertainment, and so much more. 5,000 for adults, 3,000 for children 12 and under. 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. For more details, follow the pages. The Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee Festival is presented by the Ministry of Tourism and Tourism Enhancement Fund partners. See you there.
Apply to work in the next general election. Visit your EOJ constituency office or apply online at ecj.com.jm. The Electoral Commission of Jamaica, committed to free and fair elections.
Furniture Land at 112 Constant Spring Road is Jamaica's premier furniture retailer when searching for stylish and elegant pieces for your home. The time by Furniture Land is...
Clear your barrels and personal shipments.
It's now 15 minutes to noon.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright.
All right, we're back with you from the Pegasus, the Ministry of Culture, Gender and Entertainment Career Expo. And we have joining us the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Dean Roy Bernard. Good morning, Dr. Bernard. How are you?
Good morning, Cliff, and good morning to your listeners.
Very well. The Jamaica Career Expo, yeah? What's the thinking behind it?
Well, Cliff, as you know, an exposition is really to showcase what we are doing and also to showcase what we are expecting. So the ministry is a culture ministry with a vision.
Yes.
And so we recognize the importance of our culture and our creative industries. And we believe that the creative industry, has a potential that can leapfrog Jamaica into the digital space and will bring certainly great economic development for Jamaica. Matter of fact, the studies are out that if the creative sector is properly nurtured and developed, we can add up to 2% to our GDP. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Just imagine and envision with me if we can institutionalize the creativity of our people.
Yes.
Because they are out there already.
Of course.
They have done wonders for Jamaica. And it is them in the main that have put Jamaica on the map.
Yeah.
You know, we regard the traditional areas. I'm a lawyer. You have accountants. You have doctors. They have all done well.
Yes.
But they themselves have not put Jamaica on the map as much as the creative. So physical culture persons or sports people.
Yes.
Right? Our entertainers, our creative icons. They have done well to really establish Jamaica as a brand.
Yeah.
And we believe that that is something to be harnessed and institutionalized.
Yeah.
And that is what the expo is about today.
Part of the challenge, and I know the Ministry of Culture over the years is aware of this, that part of the challenge facing the creatives, the formal financial banking system does not recognize our intellectual assets. Yeah? Now, it's not real estate. It's not money in the bank account. Yeah? It is what you have in between your ears, what you're able to do to make people laugh, to make people enjoy. Yeah? And the banking system, you can go to the bank and ask them for a loan based on the fact that you are a creative.
And that is where the challenge comes, Cliff. I see it on two limbs. One, the government has to play a role in terms of formalizing as best as possible the creative industry, to give the banking system the courage to really lean on the industry in terms of guaranteed returns. Because the bank is a business, so it has to manage its risk. So if we can so institutionalize the industry, that we have associations and guarantors within the associations, and we also have government backing the system, then we can go a far way. It is also on the creatives to develop themselves holistically in terms of their business acumen, develop their finances, all right, register their businesses, keep their returns up to date with the Companies Office, pay their taxes as far as possible, get themselves registered. And we are doing that through our series now, where we have our entertainment registry live support, where we bring them in to really help them to develop themselves. And we want to build the associations, right? We have a general legal counsel, for example, that deal with lawyers. And that create that kind of structure for attorneys. We want that for creatives. And so part of the vision is to build that, so the banks can be assured that when you support a creative on terms of a loan, you can they will be guaranteed.
So what else is missing in terms of the legislative framework?
Well, there is a piece of legislation that is being worked on now that is supposed to go a far way in supporting that, and that is to come very early in this financial year, if not early in the next fiscal year. So, and there's a policy, a culture policy and creative policy
Yes.
that is supposed to drive all of that.
Right.
So we are in the ministry looking at the sector and deliberately ensuring that we can, first of all, institutionalize the creative industry to
Yeah.
make it stronger.
Good.
And we believe that if we can do that, Jamaica can grow leaps and bounds.
What is the main purpose of your event today?
If you notice, Cliff, the focus of the event today is on our students, our community creatives. Now, you probably are just hearing that name for the first time.
Community creatives.
Community creatives. It is a beautiful term.
Who are those?
And these are our persons in our inner city areas or communities who have the talents, and the ministry is deliberately moving out to harness the talents, not just for them to just rise up piecemeal, but in a structured way to develop them and bring them to the fore and to support them so that we can have the kind of numbers and the talents. I mean, we just honored Oliver Samuels on Sunday, you know, and when I think about who is replacing Oliver Samuels, you know, he will tell you that he's in the twilight of his role. But we need a structured way to develop talents that are going to be icons. You know, we are proud of the Miss Lou's and the Bob Marleys, and we have entertainers that are coming up.
Yes.
But they need support. And what you would notice is that for every great artist that we have and great creative, we have about 10 others who could do as well. So we need to find them, harness them, develop them, structure them, and bring them to the fore. And that is what the expo is about today. We have persons here who have done well. Persons who have done well in animation, in content creation, in gaming. There are persons who have done well in business. And they are from abroad, they are here locally, and they today will be telling their stories.
Yeah.
And the students are here to listen, to learn. The program today also has a mentorship support system that will follow. So we're not just talking today and leaving today. We are attaching students to some of these successful persons so that they can be mentored, and we have scholarships on offer for some of them.
Okay.
So that they can move ahead and develop. And as I said, this is my recall is about the fourth such expo. And the after effects have been tremendous. Students have been attached and they have learned and they have moved on to develop themselves. And so we want that. And as I said before, we have not just left it to the students. Those who are out of school and are in the community. Right? And sometimes the formal education system doesn't cater for everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
And you have several of your agencies here as well.
Yes. So we have the agencies who are pretty much doing the whole thing, preserving the culture space. So we have the National Library that is here. That is our Memory of the World area, right? All our legal deposits are there. We have the Jamaica National Heritage Trust that preserve the assets of Jamaica. We have the JCDC, and you know the reputation and history of the JCDC in developing culture in Jamaica. So they are here, and they are here to provide mentorship and support also to the students, to get them to understand where they can turn to develop their creative talents. We have UNESCO that is here. And UNESCO, you know, is allows us to tap into the overseas multilaterals.
Yes.
And so if we can find a pathway for them, for our creatives, we can also get support, right? Because there are many countries through cooperative agreements who are willing to support our creatives. We just need to find them, to match them with our people, and to get the support for them.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dino Bernard. He's the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport.
Thank you, Cliff.
Very much.
Happy Career Expo 2025.
All right, sir. Good. That's where we're going to leave it for the morning session. We're going to make way now for the world at noon. Right? We'll see you back at 12:30.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright.
My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light, and I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood proud, I stood tall, high above it all. I still believed in my dreams.
Area Council 1 meets in West Rural St. Andrew, Thursday, February 27th at the Stony Hill Vocational High School, 6 p.m. Deputy Leader MP Desmond McKenzie leads the team. Here MPs Fable Williams, Alanda Terrelong, Senator Marlon Morgan, Councillor Tasha Schwab, John Myers, Rowan Hall and others. Hosted by MP Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, always crossing the finish line and let them pull up on the side track. Area Council 1 meeting, West Rural St. Andrew, Stony Hill Vocational High School, Thursday 6 p.m. See you there!
Dancehall week, nah and can't miss me. February 23 to March 2, 1 full week of dancehall activities.
New style and style.
Cliff Hughes online, I got there at the Ronnie Williams Entertainment Center on February 26 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the official Dancehall Village to help celebrate dancehall. Follow back on me and come celebrate the dancehall culture at the Cannabis Village. Seminar and workshop I got there, food and shopping village, and the official opening of the Dancehall Museum. This you wanna hold? Catch me side at Cliff Hughes online. Me a dance and I go with a bag of things. Them I go have dance workshop and boot camps, and guess what? It's free all week. Go down now. And don't forget the dancehall fashion frenzy on Friday and the dancehall street parade, plus the big bad corrosive after party on Sunday. Me, Affidede. It can't miss me, and if you miss it, that rough. But don't worry, Cliff Hughes online I got there for make you know the pre. You see? February 26, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. only on Nationwide 90 FM. Oh, we are the revolution in media.
Dancehall, I mean everything.
Attention all data protection enthusiasts. Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM every Tuesday at 8:20 a.m. and Thursday at 8:25 a.m. for a new program, Data Protection Matters. Starting June 4, 2024, join us as we delve into crucial topics that will keep you informed and compliant. Data Protection Matters is hosted by Chuck Cameron, founder of Design Privacy, your trusted partner in data protection. Don't miss out. That's every Tuesday morning at 8:20 and every Thursday at 8:25 a.m. Stay protected, stay informed with Nationwide 90 FM and Design Privacy.
How certain are you that you're taking proper care of your pets? How often do you take them to the vet? Just as we need annual checkups with our doctors, most pets need regular checkups too. Owning and caring for a family pet doesn't have to be a difficult or burdensome experience. Nationwide 90 FM has an exciting feature called Pets World that will help you take better care of your pets. Join Nationwide 90 FM every Wednesday at 6:50 a.m. during the program This Morning as we take you into the do's and don'ts of caring for your pets. That's Pets World every Wednesday at 6:50 a.m. during the program This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
As a parent, you give your children a good start in life. You nurture, protect, and guide them. Parenting is a process that prepares your child for independence. As your child grows and develops, there are many things you can do to help your child. Stay tuned to The Big Show, Nationwide This Morning, for parenting tips. Fridays at 6:53 a.m. Only here will you learn everything you need to know about parenting. Tips to help parents navigate the incredibly challenging and rewarding journey of child rearing. Parenting tips on Nationwide at 90 FM, the revolution in media.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
Clear your barrels and personal shipments with ease and convenience. Request a customs contactless clearance today through CCP at jca.gov.jm. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
12 o'clock. The News at Noon teasers are brought to you by AnyBet, your best bet.
It's credible and factual. The World at Noon on Nationwide 90 FM.
A very good afternoon to you. I'm Tona Thomas. Coming up in the Nationwide World at Noon for this afternoon, Tuesday, February 25, 2025. Another day of disruption in the delivery of health services across the island as senior doctors again call in sick. Man charged with the murder of social media influencer Slickiana is fatally shot by the police. JTA and Education Ministry are on course to resolve pay dispute that prompted restiveness among some teachers. Education Ministry deploys senior officials to St. James High amid a disruptive conflict between principal and board chairman. In regional news, the courts orders TNT's government to compensate tobacco company it wrongfully shut down in 2023. In international news, Britain to cut international aid in order to spend more money on defending Ukraine. And in sports, JPL champions Cavalier will know today if they'll face Messi's Inter Miami in CONCACAF Champions League. The details after the break.
The News at Noon teasers were brought to you by AnyBet, your best bet.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
The Midday News is brought to you by Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
Now to the details. The Ministry of Health is advising the public about the interruption of services at facilities across the island after medical consultants called in sick for a second straight day. The ministry says the clinic appointments at outpatient departments of hospitals and elective surgeries in public hospitals have been suspended until further notice. As such, patients will be advised of the new dates for these appointments. The ministry is also advising persons to contact their primary care physician for medical advice following basic hygiene practices and manage existing health conditions by taking prescribed medications and adhering to treatment plans. They're also urging persons to visit their nearest emergency department in the event of a life-threatening situation. The medical consultants, who are senior doctors, are engaged in a dispute with the Ministry of Finance over the payment of retroactive salaries. The doctors are represented by the Association of Government Medical Consultants. They say reports that the payments they've been anticipating to be paid in this fiscal year will now not be paid until the new financial year makes them feel undervalued. The man accused of murdering social media influencer Anika Slickiana Townsend was fatally shot at about 7 a.m. on Tuesday. Rashawn Patterson was shot and killed by the police during an alleged confrontation in Dundee Pen, Hanover. He was rushed to the Noel Holmes Hospital where he was pronounced dead. The police say Patterson was being sought after intelligence suggested that he and other members of the Blood Gang were planning a series of murders and armed robberies in Hanover and parts of St. James. Patterson was picked up by the police on February 2. He was interrogated and released pending further investigations. Patterson had been out on bail for the October 2022 murder of Townsend. Patterson. Earlier this month, incomplete files delayed the progress of the case against him in court. The matter had been pushed back to October 15. It's understood Patterson had been dutifully respecting the strict terms of his bail conditions, which included weekly visits to a designated police station. President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, Dr. Mark Smith, says the Education Ministry has informed the association that the disbursement of graduate allowance to some teachers will begin on March 8, 2025.
The Ministry of Education has reached out to me, Dr. Dave Dixon, and she did indicate that they were going to ensure that by Friday the 8th that the payments that were withheld from some teachers will be made, and we will continue to that. Right?
And when the Education Ministry says the payments, which payments which they're referring to?
The graduate allowance that was withheld from some of our members. So we've had teachers complaining that they have not seen that sum.
In a statement on Monday, the JTA demanded with immediate effect the payment of a graduate allowance and retroactive mileage allowance dating back to April 2022. According to the JTA, the Education Minister agreed to pay a graduate allowance effective April 1, 2024. Dr. Smith says a dispute arose because the ministry arbitrarily decided it would no longer honor the agreement to pay the allowance based on a new interpretation of the said agreement.
They are contending that their interpretation of the agreement was taken into account with some transition that they did, and so it was no longer something that they wanted to pay. Under the existing agreement, which was signed on March 13, 2023, the government would have agreed for payments of one increment for master's degree and one increment for persons with doctoral degrees, and this would be effective April 1st, 2024. This calculated the difference between the fifth and the sixth point on the applicable scale, right? At some junction, it was walked back. I guess somebody looked at it and said, hey, there's another interpretation we can have of this, that we should stop paying to individuals who paid before that date and would only give it to new individuals coming into the system. We have different views on how that can be interpreted.
Dr. Mark Smith, the president of the Jamaica Teachers Association. The Ministry of Education says it has intervened to restore order at St. James High School. This following the cancellation of classes on Tuesday due to a dispute involving the chairman of the school board, the school's principal, and a member of the Parent Teachers Association. Dana Davey reports.
Nationwide News understands the grievances that led to a disruption in classes at the school on Monday and the suspension of all classes on Tuesday surround the reappointment of Christopher McCurdy as chairman of the board. McCurdy and principal Joseph Williams have been at loggerheads over the management of the institution. McCurdy is reportedly unpopular with Williams after raising conflict of interest issues over the presence of Williams' wife as part of the school board. It's understood that things escalated on Monday, with Williams allegedly attempting to block McCurdy from entering the compound for a meeting. Our sources say the police got involved. And on Tuesday morning, images seen by Nationwide News showed debris blocking the roadway leading to the school. The Ministry of Education issued a statement on Tuesday saying it has intervened. The ministry says it acknowledges the unfortunate breakdown in relationship that has disrupted the school's operations and recognizes the need for immediate and long-term solutions. It says the executive director for the National Council on Education has been deployed to St. James High to meet with the school's administration and other stakeholders. The acting chief education officer, Terrian Thomas Gale, and the regional director, Dr. Michelle Pinnock, have also been deployed. Education Minister Dr. Dana Morris Dixon says the issues at St. James High bringing to sharp focus the importance of clear governance structures in educational institutions. She says it's important to give greater support to the operationalization of the leadership and governance structure within schools. Dr. Morris Dixon says under no circumstances should school leaders be at odds. She says those disputes ought not to deprive students of even one day of learning. She says the institution at St. James High is not the example that should be set for students. Dana Davey for Nationwide News.
In the meantime, a teacher at St. James High claims educators have been divided into two distinct factions at the school. Carrot Brown-Lewis teaches English language and literature to grade 7 students. She says her group, which is comprised of about 12 teachers who refuse to be cowed by the school principal, have been branded the evil squad.
He uses these teachers to actually go against those of us who decide that we don't want to be a part of the war, we don't want to be a part of nepotism, the favoritism, the corruption and everything. So he's basically using those teachers to fight against us. For instance, I'm a victim. I've been a victim of abuse. This is like almost a year and 2 months because I've decided to stand out. He has basically attacked me verbally, and I have a recording of that where I was actually trying to enter my grades on the system and I could not. I have been barred. I've faced numerous situations where, I'm barred from actually doing my job. And this is what he does to the teachers who have decided not to be a part of his sort of dealings. Of course, he refers to us as the evil squad.
The what?
The evil squad.
Brown-Lewis says Principal Williams uses every opportunity at public gatherings at the school to hurl insults at those teachers who criticize his management of the institution. She says multiple reports to the authorities about the principal's vindictiveness and behavior have proven futile. Brown-Lewis says the situation at the school is having a damaging effect on the teaching and learning environment.
But I'm saying it's very hostile, it's very unfriendly. A lot of persons, we're just in isolation for most of us. Most persons stay silent. For instance, if there's a teacher who's on his side, you can't basically say hi. That teacher can't say good morning. He's basically telling teachers literally, don't speak to members of the evil squad. We can't come together and host, say for instance, a nice little staff party, nothing. There's no form of interaction. The new teachers are told from the onset when they come in, do not associate with evil squad, those persons, otherwise you have to consider your job here.
Carrot Brown-Lewis, a teacher at St. James High School, speaking on Nationwide this morning on Tuesday. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says CARICOM is getting its house in order to handle any fallout under the tariff policy being pursued by the Trump administration in the United States. Speaking last week at the closing press conference for the CARICOM Heads of Government meeting in Barbados, Dr. Holness says regional leaders are keeping a close eye on developments in Washington.
We're dealing with right now speculations as to what the tariffs could be. There have been no announcements relative to the CARICOM region specific to tariffs. What we are being is proactive and preparing the citizens of CARICOM should know that significant resources are invested in a trade negotiation mechanism, which is a standing, well-established mechanism that deals with trade issues not just with the United States but with all our trading partners. And what we're doing is to look at what the potential fallout could be if there is an adverse use of tariff relative to the region.
Dr. Holness says, as with many situations, a new U.S. tariff regime may present opportunities for CARICOM states.
Now, we also should be very much aware that as there may be changes in the future, the changes may not all be negative. They may not all be disruptive. The changes may very well present opportunities. And so equally, we're looking at what the situation could be from the positive side as well. What we don't want to happen in the region is panic. And so we are taking a very proactive approach in preparing for whatever changes may come. The region is resilient, the region is strong, we have strong leadership, and we are prepared to negotiate, we are prepared to discuss, and I believe we have strong bases on which to do this.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. The government, opposition, and business community are united in the belief that interest rates are too high. All three have called on the players in the commercial banking sector to bring their interest rates in line with recent cuts made by the Bank of Jamaica BOJ. At its quarterly press briefing on Monday, the BOJ called for an objective assessment of the situation.
Let's look at it objectively. When rates were rising, we moved rates quite a few times, more than 4 times, up before the banks began to adjust their rates. So there's a lag period where the banks assess, is the central bank's rate increase going to be permanent? Is it going to stop here, or will it go a little further? In addition, even when banks began to adjust rates, a lot of the loans that were on the books of the banks did not get a rate adjustment. And why is that so? Because some of those loans, and in some institutions up to as much as 40%, are fixed rate loans, and so they could not move them.
High interest rates make borrowing unattractive and incentivize individuals, households and businesses to save rather than spend or invest. This translates into a slowdown of economic activity. Governor Biles, a distinguished banker before his move to the BOJ, says many financial institutions shielded their customers in recent times from the high interest rates environment. He says banks are treading carefully where rate reductions are concerned.
But also the banks judged that they would rather take a little hit on their margin and preserve the viability of some of their customers by not moving rates on them, and certainly not moving it on them significantly. Remember, we moved 6 percentage points, 6.5, I should say. No, the banks, when rates are coming down, want to see, where is BOJ going? Is it going to stop? Is it going to go down even more than it has so far? Because they don't want to make an adjustment and then have to make an adjustment again. Worse, that rates come down a bit, and then external circumstances, some of the risks that we spoke about, mean that rates have to halt or go up back.
Richard Bowles, governor of the Bank of Jamaica. The BOJ boss agrees that banks must make some concessions to accommodate customers. However, he cautions against calling for the BOJ to take a direct hand in the matter. Fierce, fearless, a passionate advocate, and a dedicated legal luminary. That's how some members of the legal fraternity have described late King's Counsel Valerie Nita Robertson. Mrs. Nita Robertson died on Monday at age 71. She succumbed after battling glioblastoma, the most aggressive form of brain cancer. Speaking during Nationwide at 5 on Monday, Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP Paula Llewellyn, reflected on her many encounters in and outside the courtroom with Nita Robertson.
I think I'm perhaps the only one so far who can attest to how formidable an adversary she was, since I have appeared in several great battles against Valerie. Valerie was fierce, in her heyday especially, feisty, passionate. She was formidable. She was intimidating, and you had to be at your best, not some of the time, from the commencement, from the before the case commenced, right down to the end. You had to be at your best. You had to be mentally tough. You knew that you were going to be stretched more than you could think that you could stretch.
DPP Llewellyn says Nita Robertson was a mentor for many in the legal fraternity.
She was determined that when you looked on her as the passionate advocate, fiercely defending her clients, her gender was never an issue. I've never heard Valerie in the 30 years that I've known her, 35 years, talk about her gender. You looked at her as an advocate, and what she did, it enabled and inspired a lot of other women who were afraid of entering this rough, tough arena of criminal advocacy, that if she can do it, I can do it too. There'll never be another Valerie Nita Robertson.
Paula Llewellyn, DPP. Meanwhile, King's Counsel Peter Champagny says the passing of Valerie Nita Robertson is a huge blow to the criminal bar.
One of the greatest compliments that you can pay an attorney is to say that that attorney is a lawyer's lawyer, and that was Valerie. I distinctly recall on one occasion when I was doing a case, a very difficult murder case, and because of the accused, who was a former classmate of mine, I had some challenges in terms of dealing with it, and I went to Valerie, and Valerie was lead counsel in that. We were successful. She fought fearlessly. Her skills are phenomenal, or were phenomenal. I still cannot believe that this has happened. It's a great loss to the bar, in particular the criminal bar. Love her or hate her, she was respected, and she was a master at her craft.
King's Counsel Peter Champagny. In regional and international news now, regional news in Trinidad and Tobago, a High Court judge has ordered the government to pay compensation to an international tobacco distributor with a free zone designation after the business had been wrongfully shut down for a month by the Health Ministry in 2023. The Newsday in TNT is reporting that Justice Frank C. Prasad also ordered the state to pay the company's legal costs. This as he upheld the lawsuit filed by North American Trading Company Limited against the Minister of Health and the Office of the Attorney General. In delivering his ruling, C. Prasad called on statutory bodies to be cautious when discharging their mandates. North American Trading Company Limited had initially contended that it suffered almost $1 million in losses due to the closure, but C. Prasad rejected the claim based on a lack of supporting evidence. In international, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has confirmed drastic cuts to Britain's international aid budget to help pay for a major increase in defense spending as European nations attempt to fill the gap left by Donald Trump on Ukraine. The UK Guardian is reporting that Starmer confirmed his government's timeline to increase defense spending to at least 2.5% of GDP by 2027, 3 years earlier than planned. Starmer also announced an ambition to increase defense spending to 3% during the next parliament. However, he confirmed that the rise by 2027 would be paid for by a painful choice to cut the international aid budget from 0.5% of GDP to 0.3%. Defence sources say an increase of at least £13 billion a year to 2.5% from 2.3% would still be far short of what is required to rebuild and transform the armed forces. Also in international news at this hour, candidates vying to replace Prime Minister Justin Trudeau as leader of the Liberal Party of Canada faced each other for the first time on Monday in a French-language debate. The stage was shared by four hopefuls: Mark Carney, the former governor of the Banks of Canada and England, Home Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland, Liberal Government House Leader Karina Gould, and businessman and former MP Frank Baylis. The BBC says the question of how to deal with Donald Trump dominated the first half, as the U.S. president has repeatedly threatened to tariff Canada and make it the 51st U.S. state. Early in the debate, Freeland, whose resignation as finance minister in December triggered the collapse of Trudeau's leadership, stated that Trump represented the greatest threat to Canada since World War II. And that's it for the news at 12. Up next, sports.
The Midday News was brought to you by Total Tools. Every tool, every trade. Success powered by learning. The Time brought to you by Sandals Corporate University. Come grow with us is
12:23.
You ever get bun yet? The bun was sweet so much you can't resist. Me not talk about heartbreak. Me not talk about the bun with full of spice, raisin, and the perfect glaze. Mother's Bakery Easter bun. This is the bun where everybody need this Easter. If you don't get bun, you not live life right. Mother's Bakery Easter bun. Get the best type of bun from the right people. Mother's Bakery Easter bun. The bun you have to get with love in every bite. Available in select supermarkets.
From the Nationwide News Network, comprehensive, up-to-the-minute local and international sports news. This is the Nationwide Sports at Noon.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to your midday sports report here on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Wayne Walker. President Wavell Hines and his entire executive team was returned to office at the annual general meeting of the West Indies Players Association WIPA this weekend in St. Kitts. The membership also appointed its second female director. Hines will serve his seventh consecutive term as WIPA president. The membership unanimously re-elected the incumbent leadership team for another term, which will run until 2027. The rest of the executive members are Vice President Nixon McLean, Honorary Secretary Wayne Lewis, Assistant Secretary Liam Sebastian, and Treasurer Ridley Jacobs. Newly minted Jamaica women's team captain Rashada Williams was appointed as the association's second non-elected director, joining Shakira Selman on the board. The much-anticipated Champions Trophy showdown between Australia and South Africa in Rawalpindi was washed out without even a toss due to persistent drizzle. The match was called off 3 hours and 10 minutes after the scheduled start of play and 2 hours and 22 minutes before the cut-off time for a 20-over game. This was due to be the team's first meeting at a Champions Trophy. The result means if Australia and South Africa win their final group games against England and Afghanistan respectively, they'll progress to the semi-finals. Tomorrow's match between England and Afghanistan is a virtual knockout, with the loser certain of exiting the competition. The winner will have to beat their next opposition to make it through to the semis. As a result, one of the matches between Australia and Afghanistan on Friday and South Africa and England on Saturday could be virtual quarterfinals. Both England and Afghanistan have to win both games to qualify for the Final Four. This was due to the first meeting between Australia and South Africa since the 2023 One-Day International World Cup semi-final, which Australia won, and means that they continue to have the advantage over South Africa in ICC events. In 9 matches, Australia have won 4, South Africa 3. There was a tie at the 1999 World Cup, and now their first washout. Now, if the two sides are to meet again at this event, it will have to be in the final. Inter Miami will clash against Sporting Kansas City in the CONCACAF Champions Cup first round, a second leg fixture at the Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale today. Miami will come into the game with a 1-0 lead, having taken that 1-0 victory over the Herons in Kansas in the first leg, and which was played in sub-zero temperatures at the Children's Mercy Park Stadium. This time around, Miami can expect familiar weather conditions as they play at home. The aggregate winner this evening will face Jamaica Premier League CONCACAF Caribbean Cup champions Cavalier in the round of 16 of the CONCACAF Champions Cup, March 6 and 13. National senior women's team strikers Kayla McKenna and Tiffany Cameron say their friendship off the field has assisted greatly with their chemistry on the field. The Reggae girls are in Lima, Peru for 2 friendly internationals. One already played, and the Jamaicans won 2-0 on Sunday. The next one to be played tomorrow. And Cameron says it's good to have someone to keep her accountable.
With our clubs and stuff, we're always in the loop of how we're doing. I think that's really important as well too. Not only to be just cool in the national team environment, but also outside of that to build a friendship and a relationship, So that's been really nice, and our connection on the field is great, just like off the field.
McKenna believes Cameron's support helps to keep her focused.
We're constantly keeping up with each other, watching each other's games, following each other's results, checking in and stuff. It's good to have that kind of support, and it's good to have that support from somebody who you're not on the same club team with, but also watches and supports you from a little bit of a distance.
Kayla McKenna. For the second time in 2 weeks, a Jamaican national age group team, football that is, suffered World Cup qualification heartbreak. This time the under-20 Reggae girls failed to advance to the final round after playing out a 1-1 draw with the host country Nicaragua in their decisive Group D CONCACAF qualifier on Monday night in Managua. The Jamaicans went into the game needing a victory to advance, and they took a 44th minute lead through Andreen Smith. However, Nicaragua equalized in the 88th minute to secure the point they needed to eliminate Jamaica. Both teams ended on 7 points each, but the hosts advanced with a superior goal difference. Only last week, the under-17 Reggae boys failed to qualify directly to the World Cup after losing 2-1 to El Salvador when they needed only to avoid defeat to make the World Cup. Leaders Mount Pleasant Academy and Montego Bay United played out a thrilling 1-1 draw in their big Monday night game in the Rare Nephew Jamaica Premier League at the Montego Bay Sports Complex in Catherine Hall, St. James. Mount Pleasant, who lost Joshua Anglin for a red card, took the lead on minute 31 through an own goal, but Joan Weatherly earned Mobay United a share of the points with a 48th minute equalizer. Mount Pleasant lead the standings. They have got 62 points. That's 7 more than Arnett, who beat Vere 2-0 in the earlier game. Captain Fabian Reid and Warner Brown scored for Arnett, who are on 55 points. Mobay United, they remain third with 50, and assistant coach at Arnett, Garnet Lawrence, says Vere was the better team in the first half.
We know they were coming today because we're not in the tables. We know they were coming with a hard-fought game. Kudos to them. Their midfield really played us out the park for the first half. We went in the halftime and adjusted that, made some little tweaks, and it paid dividends. We went to a one-on-one. We took away the zonal, and we went to a one-on-one within the midfield. And as we lose the ball, we got our players. So that was what we did. And also, we know their wing was a little bit weak, So we took our players out there for a while. So we launched the ball out as we got.
Honest assistant coach Garnet Lawrence, coach of Vere, Lenny Hyde, says there are areas of the game that they need to improve on if they are to be strong contenders.
We try and get back a goal, we create some chances, but it wasn't meant to be. As I said before, our chances and game, we need to fix that, but I think we played better today. We were composed with the ball at some stage of the game, but I just saw it go. We just have to get to baptism in the league.
That's Lenny Hyde, coach of Vere United. And that's sports. So we're going to be back with more at 5:25 this afternoon. Until then, I'm Wayne Walker. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Enough power tool, big to small. Jack on my figure, dig the wall. Our total tools. Lead back a figure, trim the lawn. We have everything a job demand. Total tools. We rent them, sell them, and fix them. Also give Total Tools a call. When I say home improvement, landscape construction, a Total Tools are your option. Home improvement, landscape construction, Total Tools are your option. Total Tools, located at 102 Main Street, Ocho Rios, 34 Slive Road, Kingston. And lot C6 Jacksaw, St. Anne's Bay. Call us today.
To recap our top stories making the nationwide world at noon, another day of disruption in the delivery of health services across the island as senior doctors again call in sick. Man charged with the murder of social media influencer Slickiana is fatally shot by the police. Education Ministry deploys senior officials to St. James High amid a disruptive conflict between principal and board chairman. I'm Tona Thomas. You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app, available on Google Play and the App Store. Major news next at 5.
Since 2016, 156,000 more Jamaicans are working. This is more than any other time in our history. Your government is caring for you. The time brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister is
12:32.
If you owe the NWC for more than 2 years, your aged debt may qualify for a 30%, 35%, 40%, or even up to 50% discounts, depending on its age and other special circumstances. Visit nwcjamaica.com for further information. Don't delay. Let's hear from you today. Dial 888-225-5692 or 888-CALL NWC. Get your share from the NWC's bucket full of goodies, serving you in so many ways.
Cliff Hughes Online. Talk radio for all Jamaicans.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. Thank you so much for staying with us here on Nationwide 90 FM. And we're coming to you from the Jamaica Creative Career Expo. Yes, it's all about the creative industries and providing opportunities for high school and tertiary students to think about, pursue a career in the creative industry. And that's what it is all about, giving them an opportunity. And it is being put on by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports. The Minister, wow, Babsy Grange. She and I were just speaking. Good afternoon, Minister.
Good afternoon, Cliff. I'm happy to be your host today.
In this business of culture, Babsy Grange, how long have you been in this business?
Boy, Cliff is like they're saying you're born and grow in it.
Yes.
Because I grew up in West Kingston.
Yes.
Born and grew in West Kingston. And around, just living in the inner city. Those days they call it the ghetto. There was creativity all around you because you had to be very creative with all the experiences. There were more churches around, more bars on the corners, diversity in terms of people, lifestyle and their expressions and so on. So I felt that my whole being was enriched by all the things that were happening around me.
Yes.
And so, and then when Mr. Siaga became Member of Parliament, and he bought a property which was a dance hall, my great-grandmother actually lived in that property, but at night it became a dance hall.
Where was this?
Chocomo Lawn in West
Chocomo?
Kingston in Denham Town.
Where exactly? Yes, the other day I was on an OB and I was telling my colleagues about Chocomo Lawn, and I didn't know exactly where.
Wellington Street, and the Golden Age home now occupies, is a part of that property in Denham Town. But if you were to go on Wellington Street and up in Denham Town proper, you would be in that space.
Okay.
You'd be in that space. So I was always into acting and the creative sector. I had to go to every single denomination that existed because I lived in a tenement yard, and everybody in that tenement
on Wellington
yard
Street.
No, on Bond Street, just above Coronation Market.
Oh.
And every tenant in that yard had a different church they attend.
Oh?
Yes. So I had to go to the Pentecostal church up the road, the New Testament Church of God around the corner on Beeston Street, the Seventh-day Adventist Church a couple blocks away on Beeston Street. I had to go to the City Mission Church up at Blunt Street, the Revival Church around the corner up the lane. So I was exposed to everything.
Yeah.
But all the things that I was exposed to became positive influences, not negative influences. And I had a grandmother, sorry, who was very, very alert and also very smart. And so she instilled in me, she said, kings and queens come out of the ghetto.
Oh.
And always hold your head high and never lie to me. And so I grew up with a very positive attitude.
Yeah.
So fast track, fast track, Mr. Siaga, who was involved in music in West Kingston, he bought Chocomo Lawn and created a cultural center. And Desmond Mackenzie, of course,
yes,
you will notice Desmond is also a music man.
Yes.
So we grew up in a cultural environment. We established a youth club called Victor's Youth Club. Victor's.
Yeah.
Chocomo Lawn. And I was the president, the first president. And out of that youth club, we ended up with the Techniques. We had a band called the Victor's Youth Band. Ken Booth would come and rehearse. Ken Booth came from just down the road from Chocomo Lawn. Bob Marley would come and rehearse with the band. Jimmy Cliff, who came from Montego Bay, lived in West Kingston, rehearsed with the band. So we ended up with this melting pot, this potpourri of talent.
Yes.
Marcia Griffiths, born and raised in West Kingston. At about 11 years old, Mr. Siaga would lift her up, put her on the flatbed truck. Those days we didn't build a stage, we used a flatbed truck as a stage. Put her on the flatbed truck to sing.
Oh.
Right? So it sort of became a natural. And then politics was all around me as well. Because West Kingston, no member of parliament served more than one term.
Why?
Well, the people were such that they vote you in and they vote you out.
Oh.
And it was a very polarized situation in West Kingston. Mr. Siaga changed that.
Yes.
Once he became MP, then
he cemented himself.
He cemented himself because he really related to the people. We always said, we had this thing that Mr. Siaga, the only difference between Mr. Siaga and the most West Kingston people was the color of his skin. But he behaved just like the people. He understood the culture because, of course, he was sleeping 6 across a bed at Salt Lane when he was studying revivalism. He made us all so proud of our culture.
Hold on. You said he was sleeping 6 across the bed?
Yes. Because there would be a revival table in Salt Lane. And it goes all night into the morning. So him get sleepy, him take a nap. You have maybe 5 people on the bed, sleeping grocery. And him just go lie down on the bed too and take a nap.
This was a young white man.
Yes, and that's why I'm saying black is a color,
Yes.
but it's more so a state of mind.
Mind.
And I was criticized when I was growing up, and even when I went to live in Toronto, and I talk about Edward Seaga. How is she relating to this white man? But we as West Kingston people didn't see him as a white man. See him as Papa Eddie, Uncle Eddie, because he was so much like us and a part of us. But because in West Kingston, we live each other's lives. We buy out everybody argument. We cry with each other. We quarrel with each other.
Yes.
We love each other.
And you fought with each other.
We fought with each other, but then don't trouble us.
Yes.
Because we're going gang up on you.
Yes. So some of the stars that came out, you said Master Griffiths, Jimmy Cliff.
Yes. Dennis Brown. Well, you could say Jimmy Cliff came, although he's from movie.
Yes.
He really came into his own.
Right.
West Kingston. Stranger Cole.
Yes.
We actually established coming out of the Victor's Youth Band, the band became, over time, different iterations of the band. So at one time it was led by Winston Riley, the Techniques. Then it was led by China Smith. Then Lloyd Parks. And eventually, when I came back from Canada, we started the New Vibrations Band, which was another iteration of the band. And out of that came Dean Fraser. Marvin Brooks, who ended up being the lead singer for Baron Lee eventually, when they locked me up on the band too. The band fell apart. So, and over time, we have really been able to mold many personalities who are now well known, but their roots
are in West Kingston.
In West Kingston.
Are you writing?
I've started putting something together because I know I'm at that stage.
Yes.
Where I should.
Yes.
Where I should. I was going
and you
through.
should not, if you don't have the time to write, just talk into a recording device.
Yes.
So that we don't lose this.
My brother made me a gift of a tape recorder. A little tape recorder. He said, just talk into it, Babsy.
Yeah.
Just talk into it. But my experience in my growing up in West Kingston, culture, politics. I always felt that politics divide, so I really did not have an interest in going into representational politics. But eventually I found out if you're not at the table where you can influence decisions and make your input, you're still not able to have the impact that you would have in terms of how you can make a difference. And
So-
that's why I'm in politics today.
Yeah. And all of that prepared you for what you're doing now.
All of that prepared me. And I must tell you, Cliff, I wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah?
Yeah, I wouldn't want it any other
You
way.
want to do it all over again?
I do it all over. A few things maybe I do a little
Including the
differently.
locking up? No, you wouldn't want to be locked up again.
No, not at all. But the interesting thing, the one thing I would do if I were locked up again would to utilize my time more effectively. Because when I was locked up, I was convinced that I was going to be out the next day.
No.
So every day.
What gave you that?
Because there was no reason for me to be locked up. So I just felt that they would realize that I shouldn't be locked up. So there would be this police officer who would come every day with an envelope, and something is in the envelope, and I'm looking out and I'm saying, I'm sure my release is in that envelope.
Yeah.
But no. And that went on for months.
How many
I
days?
was there for a period, 7 months. And then it was extended, and because they kept promising Mr. Seaga that they would release me.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually they agreed to release me if I agreed to leave the country,
Mm-hmm.
not knowing that they would give me a letter that actually officially indicated that I should leave and not come back.
And not come
So
back.
I was exiled,
Yes.
which I guess I'm probably the first Jamaican to have been exiled.
When you opened that letter, when were you able to open?
I was handed that letter, the official letter,
Yes.
when I was taken on the plane, accompanied by a police officer and an army officer.
Mm-hmm.
And
At Norman Manley?
At Norman Manley. Taken to the airport in a marked police vehicle. And Mr. Seaga asked them not to do that, but they did. And then I was handed the letter on the aircraft.
Headed for Canada?
Headed for Canada.
How did you feel at that time?
At that time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was distressed. Because up to that time, I just couldn't imagine why I was locked up. Because I was coordinating this cultural program in West Kingston that was an extremely popular program.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just no reason to lock me up.
Mm.
And they
How old
locked
were
up-
you then, Babsy?
Oh gee, I forget. I stopped counting. How old I was. I'd have to start going to my fingers, right? But George Lazarus, who was at the time coordinating the sports program, he was locked up too. And George really was such a harmless individual,
Mm-hmm.
George Lazarus. So I think both of us being locked up really was something very painful for Mr. Seaga. And so he met with Michael Manley and asked Michael, if he would release us. And it was Christmas before I was finally released. And Mr. Seaga sent me back a message to say that he think that they will release George Lazarus. But he wasn't confident that Michael would release me.
Why?
I don't know.
What danger you posed? What threat did you pose?
Absolutely none. All I was doing was coordinating one of the best cultural programs. In fact, Beverly Manley, she would book the group because I ended up with what we called the Tivoli Touring Theatre.
Yeah.
So we did the North Coast and we did shows all over. I remember on one occasion, Vivian Chin asked us to do a show up in Gordon Town.
Mm-hmm.
And when we went to Gordon Town, the show was being held at the PNP headquarters there.
Oh.
And everybody kind of looked at me and I said, we have been booked for a show, we're performing. And we set up the band and,
Yes.
and did the show.
Yes.
And we did a lot of shows for Jamaica House at the time.
Mm.
We toured the North Coast.
And Beverly was part of that.
Beverly,
would
yes.
book you.
Yeah.
You know, the Jamaican people don't know this kind of.
And Ivy Ralph, God bless her soul, she worshipped PJ Patterson.
That's the fashion
The
designer.
fashion designer.
Yeah.
But she just loved because we introduced
That's
the first.
Shirley Ralph's mom.
That's right. We introduced the first set of black models in Jamaica. So
Oh.
we had the TG models. And we would
TG models.
TG models.
Tivoli Gardens.
Tivoli Gardens. And we would model for House of the Ivy Ralph.
Yes.
And for all the other designers.
Oh.
The first set of black models in Jamaica.
Yes.
We did the GMA Expo. In fact, we're a little even ahead of our time because I saw a youngster today being very animated.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually modeled as mannequins. So we would have the models there and they'd be motionless. People would come and wave and right. But that was an experience that took me a while to get over. Actually, took ill. I got very ill in detention. And I think that was to one of the reasons that they agreed that they would release me on the condition that I leave the country.
So it was Mr. Siaga and Mr. Manley who negotiated your exile.
Yes.
Wow.
And it took a little while for me to be in the same room with Kiberman and Michael Manley.
Kiberman was the Minister of National Security. Right.
And I remember when I went to Toronto, Scree Bertram visited, was guest at a function for Jamaica Culture, the Jamaica Canadian Association. And he walked into the room and saw me. And he just didn't know what to say to me. And then he just said, all I can say, I'm sorry. And then the Commissioner of Police at the time, the late Basil Robinson, he came to Toronto. And at that time now I was doing a column in Contrast, which is a publication I co-founded. And tongue-in-cheek, I wrote this column about his presence. And he called me and he said to me, you apologize, because he said he had no control. Because they were signing, like, the minister was signing blank detention orders in.
Yes.
And just put people's name in.
Yeah.
And, he said he was really sorry about it. But what happened, the interesting thing is that it turned out that his daughter and I were best friends, and I didn't know that she was his father.
Former Commissioner Robinson?
Yes, Bev Cork.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was his daughter?
That's right. And I didn't know. I didn't know. So it was just so strange because...
But here we are, Babs, to talk about creative.
Right. And we got off in something else.
Yes.
But I just want to say, Cliff, that today we have over 1,000 young people drawn from sixth form, the high schools, and the tertiary institutions who want careers in the creative sector. And we have interesting panelists who will be speaking about their journey and their careers. We have a number of successful Jamaicans from overseas who have come back for this. And we also have successful local persons. And we also have some young people like Valiant and Massacre, so on, because young people relate to them.
Yes.
And so we have to make sure that we find room for them to be able to communicate to their peers. So today is quite interesting, and the experience is just wonderful.
Yeah.
And I should tell you, my ministry is the only ministry with 2 permanent secretaries.
2?
I always say I have 2 men in my life in the ministry.
One for culture and one for?
Yeah, Denzel Thorpe, who covers gender and sports.
Okay.
And Dean Roy Bernard, who covers entertainment, culture, and special projects, legacy projects.
Yes.
But we all work well together. 4 portfolios: culture, gender, entertainment, and sport, and anything else they don't know where to put it. But I do get our full support from the Prime Minister. And so today I'm quite excited about what's happening and the response from the young people.
Well, creative industries have so much potential, so much, and I don't think we have begun to really realize fully, where before you leave, if there's one thing you want to achieve in making sure we get there, what is that?
I want to, firstly, I must say to the audience that's listening, that entertainment and culture is not just about performing or entertaining you. It's a career. We are a creative people. And the creative industry is the fastest growing industry in the world. I would say to songwriters, your songwriting will give you your pension. So make sure you protect your works. And even dance, the choreography, the designer, so on. Your pension, your creativity is what you should ensure that you monetize. Jamaica has great potential. I mean, we have given the world a new music in reggae. We've given the world a musical icon. We've given the world fastest men and women. We have given the world a new religion in Rastafari. The culture and entertainment is at the center of Brand Jamaica. We must monetize it.
Right.
My objective, my vision, which is that of the government, is to create an environment where people not just enjoy what we have to offer, but people recognize the importance of it and its importance to the economy.
Yeah.
There is a creative economy. And in the third term, we will ensure that the creative economy comes into its own.
Okay.
We have prepared a Creative Economy Act. We have drafted that. We are finalizing the entertainment and culture policy. And it will be exciting times.
Yes.
All these young people, we are ensuring that we have the framework in place that they will benefit from a creative economy in the future.
Thank you very much. The veteran politician, veteran minister of culture, gender, entertainment, and sports, Babsy Grange.
Thank you.
And
Everybody call me Auntie Babsy. Auntie.
Auntie Babsy.
Auntie.
But you and I need to sit down and we just make you relate the history.
Yes.
You know, it's a whole lot of history that we have to preserve.
That's right. You know, I earlier I was speaking with APCA.
Yes.
And I was giving APCA a little, and Cordell was one of the panelists on the platform. And I was reflecting a little on Nationwide and how things evolved.
Right.
And the difficulty that you had
and continue to have
staying on the air.
Yes.
And the role that I played in at least moving things for you.
Yes. Yes.
Your program, the best.
Thank you, Auntie Babsy. All right.
All right, Cliff.
Thanks much.
Thank you. Bless you.
That's where we're going to leave it for today. We want to say thanks to all of our contributors or callers or listeners or YouTubers. Thank you so much. We want to say thanks to our main sponsors, the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. Special thanks also to our Business Development Executive, Lisa Andrade Thompson, our producer, Noragay Banton, our producer in studio, Michelle McCrae Smith, our videographer, Jamal Tucker, our broadcast engineer, Jermaine Compass, and of course our technical operator, Kevin Williams, our driver, Kimali Rowe. Thank you all so much. See you tomorrow morning at 10. And of course, stay tuned now for the divine intervention of Oasis with Lloyd Gale.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right.
You've just heard Cliff Hughes Online on Nationwide 90 FM. Join Cliff Monday to Thursdays between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. for Cliff Hughes Online.
Like a rock, my hands were steady.
Welcome to Oasis,